What's going on, guys? Welcome to the First and Long College Football Show. We are about to start a watch along here for the Georgia Notre Dame Sugar Bowl, the long-awaited Sugar Bowl after all the terrible crap that's happened in New Orleans. But we are finally here. Game's supposed to start here in just a few minutes, so we will give you guys a few minutes to get in here and get going. What's up, Mason? How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Ready to, like you said, watch this football game. We're 24 hours delayed, just about, I guess 20 hours delayed.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We were wondering what time this game was going to be played, and everybody was. The Georgia coaching staff was, the Georgia team was, Notre Dame's team was. And I think initially they came out and said this game would be played at 8:45, exactly 24 hours after the game was originally scheduled. And seems like the Georgia fans or the Georgia team and both Georgia and Notre Dame really complained enough about it because we'll talk about this more as we preview the next round, but Penn State's been sitting at home for 2 days now. They played day before yesterday, so realistically almost 48 hours ahead of whoever wins this game, and they're going to have a competitive advantage moving on next week. Or I guess it's next week, but on to the next round. The game that's played, the winner of this game will play in the early game. So they're losing another 24 hours to their future competitor as far as rest time. It's just it's kind of crazy the way this is working out for whoever wins this game. That they certainly have a disadvantage from that perspective.
Well, thank God they put like 9 or 10 days in between the games, because otherwise this would have been. If it was 1 week like it is in the regular season, this would have been terrible.
Yeah, one team gets 8 days and the other team gets 5 or 6, I guess it'd be.
That's a huge disadvantage.
Absolutely.
For one team or the other. So, yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a good one, guys. I mean, this is going to be a good one. I don't really know what to expect here. I mean, Gunner, we don't know what Gunner's going to do for Georgia. So, that's really what I'm waiting to see today. Everybody in the country is waiting to see. First time somebody's made their first ever start in the college football playoff. This is the first time this has ever happened. So
we really don't know what to expect with Georgia, with this offense, what it's going to look like. I'm excited for it. I think the entire college football community is excited to see kind of what this Georgia offense looks like. It is the biggest unknown in the playoffs right now. Mm-hmm. What does Gunner Stockton give Georgia? What sort of boost does it give them?
What were they able to install over the last 3 weeks?
Exactly.
Because Georgia has had a nice little break, obviously with the first round bye. So I hope that Mike Bobo and company and the whole coaching staff were able to, get something installed. I'm sure they were, but we'll see how much they were able to get installed, because we talked about it over and over. I mean, the offense was literally cookie cutter, made out for Carson Beck, and then he's gone right as the playoffs get going. So we'll see what happens here. If you're a Notre Dame fan, Georgia fan, welcome. We're Georgia fans, but we're just here to watch the game. So if y'all want to come in and watch the game, if y'all would like the video, that would help out a lot. The more you like the video, the more trolls we can get in here on the live chat.
Yes.
We're not going anywhere. We'll, God forbid, some kind of blowout or something. We'll at least be here for the first half, but I don't think we're going to have a blowout here. I think this is going to be a good game.
If it was a blowout, who's blowing who out, you think?
I don't know. Notre Dame probably blowing Georgia out.
That's what I'm thinking. If Gunner Stockton just completely falls flat on his face, that's the only way I see there being a blowout.
Yeah.
Hey, and do us a favor. I see that we got a few people watching. Can y'all let us know what the sound quality is like? Make sure we got good audio. This is a little bit of a different format than we normally have, but if you don't mind, just comment and say, or give us a thumbs up, or if we need to turn our mics up or anything like that. Turn the TV down if y'all can hear a lot of background noise. Just want to get an idea where we're at. This is our first time doing a watch party.
That's right.
But we're very excited to do it. We had a good time in person for I think only our second time ever on the show.
Double O says it sounds good.
Yep.
What's up, Double O?
Appreciate that. This was actually Double's request for us to do a live watch party. Just got a text from a buddy saying everything sounds good, so that is good to hear. We are, if y'all are synced up with us, the kicker just teed up the ball, and he's walking backwards now. I'll let you know when kickoff is so you can slow your stream down if you need to kind of get synced up with us. And kicking off now. All right.
Comes the Dogs. Got the ball first.
We'll see what we got. We'll throw up this
Man,
play-by-play
I
screen.
can't hardly sit down for these damn games. I don't know about y'all, but it is hard for me to sit still during these games. So if you're watching the screen there, I'll try not to give you motion sickness whirling around the room. This is a different, obviously Mason said it, this is the first time we've ever live streamed a game here. So, all right, 1st and 10, Georgia lined up. It's a toss out to the right. ETN tackled for a loss. It's going to be 2nd down and 12 or 13. Lots of Notre Dame defenders down on the line there. Super interested to see how Notre Dame plays this game, with Gunnar Stockton in there. And first play, lots of guys crashing down, stopping the run there. Gunnar sacked.
All right, not a great start for Georgia.
Another 1.5 yard loss. We need to tape an X on the floor where I need to stand because I'm going to have to readjust myself 1,000 times. 3rd and 12. Come on, Gunnar.
They're showing 6, brought 5. Good coverage there. That's a hold. That's got to be pass interference. How is that not a PI? Okay, there it is.
Dylan Bell draws the pass interference down the left sideline there. That's going to be 1st down for Georgia. Try to keep an eye on this chat here.
I think the ball looked good there, though, from Gunnar. I mean, it seemed like...
Pretty good placement.
Yeah, had he not held, I think Bell could have got under that. Yeah.
Glenn Cower sounds good and looks fine and said, "You got that from your dad, Mark." Yeah, you're absolutely correct. My father cannot sit down during these games either, sir. Thanks for watching, Uncle Glenn. Appreciate it. 00 said, "I didn't sit down one time the entire Boise State game."
I bet, man. Oh, they just try to reverse, and he's way back there. It's lucky to get 2 yards closer to the line of scrimmage there.
Yep. Notre Dame defense looking very, very fast to start this one.
Doesn't look like they're giving up much in the run game right now.
No.
That's for sure.
Nope. All right, 2nd and 15. Georgia's got to figure out a way to get in front of these chains, man.
Yeah.
This ain't going to work today. What is Marcus Freeman yelling about? Gunners running it off the edge. Gain of about 5 or 6. Not a bad run, but gets them about back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down, about 9 or 10, I believe. Third and 9.
Getting really good blocking up front.
They got Kaiser spying Gunnar there on that play. He faked the blitz and just kind of held up there in like a zone coverage almost in the middle of the field and soon as Gunner got outside of that tackle box, he was after his ass. Good play.
Yeah.
That is how you play QB spy right there. I hate QB spy sometimes because when the linebacker just kind of sits there and doesn't do anything for the whole play, Kaiser did a good job actually stepping up and making a play when it was time to there.
All right, now this is a brand new punter for Georgia.
Oh, that's right.
What are they reviewing here?
I think they're reviewing to see if Gunner had fumbled that backwards just to make sure the yardage, and that is a fumble.
Yeah, it's definitely a fumble.
The ball was not coming forward, so
I don't know. What did they call on the field? Because I thought that was pretty
they
obvious.
called it incomplete because it was just showing 4th and 9. So we're gonna go to a commercial break here, and not here on our channel, but here in
we ain't got no ads to run.
Yeah, we're gonna run a couple ads for you guys and
Yeah.
keep the lights turned on. Yeah, not a good start here. Not a great start. One decent little run for Gunner, but that Notre Dame defense is looking pretty ferocious so far. Brian Browning, what's up, Brian? Sorry about your Broncos there, buddy. Dog Sick'em says score prediction.
I'm still sticking with 20-14 Georgia. That seems pretty good to me.
Yeah.
I think it's lower score. Our pick was the under. I think that's a safer bet. But
I think I said 20-17 earlier this week or last week. So
Yep.
I think I'm just going to stick with that. And to be honest with you, Dog Sick'em, I mean, it could, I think either team could win by that score.
Yeah.
Either way wouldn't really surprise me. Obviously, I'm rooting for my Dogs, but
and we said, I believe we said on the preview, but Georgia comes out in these games and they're playing from behind in the second half more times than not. It seems like this year, what Georgia's trying to do right now is feel out what's going on. We did see a double reverse, right? And that was a little bit of a surprise. But Georgia typically on offense and defense will come out and just play kind of vanilla the first half and not show too much. They want to get an idea of what Notre Dame is trying to do, make adjustments in the second half, and then try to win the game in the second half, typically. Unless they can play vanilla and score that way, that's obviously going to be a better scenario than not. But
that plan has worked out well, except for when the defense didn't show up in the first half as well.
Right, yes.
Because this Georgia team gets too far behind.
Yes.
I'm saying with Stockton instead of Beck. I mean, we get too far behind in this one. I don't know, man. It's going to be really, really tough to come back, especially considering the fact that I do believe Notre Dame's going to be able to run the ball.
Right.
And sustain some drives. I mean, all right, they're saying it was a fumble, like we said it was. It's going to be a loss of a couple more yards, and Georgia's going to be punting. Let's see what this punter's about. What's this dude's name? Is it another one from Australia?
This is Drew
Miller.
Drew Miller. He's not from Australia. He was actually a former quarterback. So this is a guy who is like a dual threat quarterback.
Is he going to arm punt it?
Like, I want to see a fake. I want to see a fake in like a 50-yard bomb. Maybe not here, but at some point.
Oh my gosh, it was almost.
Oh, he hit him. He hit
him.
him. That's going to come back to Georgia.
Holy cow!
Hope he's all right. Jesus, he went spinning.
He's fired up.
He also played safety for his high school. This was the #1 punter in the country out of Iowa a couple years ago, but he was a two-way player and the #1 punter in the country. So quite the athlete, I would say, at punter.
Well, seeing some decent special teams would be a nice change of pace for this playoff. I haven't really seen a whole lot of good special teams.
No.
Other than Texas returning that punt yesterday, but that was like really poor coverage by Arizona State yesterday. Holy shit.
Right. And Georgia got lucky here, honestly. That wasn't a good punt.
Yeah. Gosh, she almost blocked it.
Punter also just took a big hit. So are you better off giving him a little time after his first career punt that wasn't great? Running into the kicker, number 30.
Okay, so it's only a 5-yard penalty on that. It's not a personal foul for roughing the kicker.
Which makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
As you can see, coming full speed, the punter. And hitting that leg, very fortunate. And that was not a 15-yard penalty, which would have resulted in their second.
Yeah, how do you differentiate? Because
yeah, I could have
it
gone
seemed
either way,
pretty
right?
physical there. I don't. I guess we're about to hear from Matt. What do you got, Matt?
He hit it, or the kicking leg, but he hit it considerably. I think 15 yards would have been more appropriate here.
Matt says it should have been 15. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who knows what the rules are anymore? I mean, some of these refs just kind of feels like they make it up as they go. They're going to try to make Georgia take a timeout. Gosh, they did it again. Oh.
All right,
All
so where
right.
are we at now? Can we get a personal foul?
Well, obviously, somebody didn't learn their lesson the first time. So is this one 15 yards?
Are they trying to take him out because they know they're on their last punter? Like, what is this?
Was that the same dude?
The same dude, yeah. And he's a stud, actually, a true freshman, Bryce Young.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ask him if he wants the penalty or not. The last one wasn't 15, and that one probably wasn't. That one wasn't nearly as physical, but a point against
Okay, they just declined the penalty. All right, let's play football.
a season terrorizing quarterbacks, but don't terrorize punters. They're protected, and that right there, just a bad mistake by Young. He's an excellent.
What is he doing? Like,
Well, I mean,
he's not even trying to pull off.
They come after the punter, the one, and Young.
I can't tell what he just said right there. All right, it's going to be 1st and 10, Notre Dame. Wow, 3 blocked punts for Bryce Young this year. How about that? I see why.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to smack a kicker either. All right, let's see what Notre Dame offense has got cooking for today. 1st and 10, 36-yard line.
Batted down. Oh, he caught it.
Oh, you can't throw it again.
Wait, did he not throw it?
I guess maybe it was a pump fake. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I believe that ball was tipped at the line and went back to Riley Leonard, and then he threw it. I don't think you can throw it.
Yeah, I don't think
twice.
so either. Yeah, that's what happened. That's just a rookie mistake by a senior quarterback.
Why didn't he just run it?
Right.
Oh, man, that's a big mistake. Lost it down there. Illegal forward pass.
I don't know what he's thinking there. He clearly just didn't know that was a rule. Like, right?
Well, as many guys as I've seen Riley Leonard run through or around, why was he worried about the cornerback right there? Just
Well, that's a 6'2".
I mean, I get it. I
Quarterback.
get it, but I mean, tote the rock, son.
He looks bigger than Leonard, honestly. And he walked up to him. Georgia looks like they're bringing 5, and they do. Jalen Walker on the blitz, and he makes the tackle. See that a lot.
Love with the carry, couple yards.
Yeah. It's a physical group of running backs. They don't fall backwards very much. And Love's not some big bruiser, neither is Price really, but they bring the lumber.
Referees blowing calls already. Yeah, that's an every game occurrence, man. We've talked ad nauseum about it on this channel.
Yep.
We got to get full-time refs for college football. 3rd and 19.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Pressure all over
pressure.
Leonard through a duck. It's going to be 4th and 19. We're going to see a defensive slugfest here, man.
If Walker is going to play like this the whole game, this reminds me of the start against Texas for Walker. That's his second tackle there.
Oh gosh,
Golly.
that tackle.
Him and Michael Williams were both there.
Dude, that was holding. He was holding him.
Yeah.
He had it.
He just, Greg
McElroy just said that. And look, we talked about the game Georgia and Texas. How many times did Texas get called for holding?
Yeah.
Over and over.
Well,
over.
and they missed some.
And they missed some. Exactly.
I think they got tired of feeling like they were picking on Texas or something.
It's not that it was a thing that Texas was just doing. It was they were holding on for dear life. Now let's see if Georgia's offense can figure out something by way of positive yards here.
Yeah, let's
got to get something going. Got to get some first downs. At least flip this field. You know.
Come on, Gunner. I mean, let's get his arm involved. You know, as good of a rushing quarterback as he is, he only had 16 yards against Texas and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't just come out there and run people over or, you know, make guys miss. I think the threat of his legs opens up the run game in other ways, but he's not a run-first quarterback.
There we go. There's a good run by ETN. Go, baby! Yes.
This offensive line is...
Sorry, guys. I'm going to get a little loud, so...
This offensive line is looking really solid up against Notre Dame's defensive line, in particular in the pass protection from the few dropbacks I've seen so far. But that was a good push right there in the run game, and I think they're going to need to continue to do that.
Well, ETN being back and healthy is a big, big deal. He was already back, but the ribs were a thing.
Corner blitz, picked it up pretty nicely.
What a nice...
Good comeback. Did he step out? No? Good.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Back shoulder throw to the right.
I think they said he stepped out. Yeah, okay. He did step out with his right foot after the catch. Left
there
foot.
it is.
Pretty close, though.
What a run after the catch,
Hold on a second. Yeah, just barely on there there, yeah. Yeah.
All right, bring it back.
That's a good sign, though. This is a receiver in Dylan Bell that when Colby Young and Ra Thomas went down before the season started or took themselves out of the situation for off-the-field issues, everybody pointed to Dylan Bell and said, this might be the guy. This might be your go-to guy because of the physicality that we just saw on that run, despite the fact that he stepped out of bounds. And we just really haven't seen it. We've seen some drops from him, which is very uncharacteristic. But if he's fully healthy and 100%, that could be a really good sign for the passing game.
He's got some wiggle, man. He if you can just get the ball in his hands, he can make stuff happen. Is he our backup quarterback right now?
He might be. He might be.
I think Dylan Bell is Georgia's backup quarterback right now.
He's the Swiss Army knife for sure.
Played some quarterback in high school, so you know, obviously that would be a terrible situation for the Georgia offense, but unfortunately anything is possible at this point whenever you get this far down the depth chart. So a little bit of positivity for Georgia, though. That's good stuff.
Like Double and Brian are talking about some Boise State transfers coming in. And our resident Boise State fans in. Thank you all for joining.
It's our Boise State boys. Yeah, Double O'Neill said our tackling killed us, and he's talking about obviously against Penn State. And buddy, I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's
a physical bunch. Those Nittany Lions are not so Nittany.
Well, to be fair, Oregon had a real hard time tackling them too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they ran for 300 yards on Oregon. So now we just saw Oregon get their booty hole blown out yesterday. So I don't know. That might be a bad example, but
yeah. Well, what we've seen so far is in all three of the quarterfinal games that have been played is the team that sat at home the week before, they got beat. And Georgia's looking to kind of buck that trend right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
I'm going to make this full screen.
I think that further accentuates our point that maybe the seedings were off a bit. But,
yeah,
you know, what you going to do? What you going to do? It is what it is. Look, I thought Boise played really hard, though. I mean, It was a game. You don't look back and say, well, wow, we squandered that one away. I mean, they played as hard as they could. I mean,
Well, and
I don't think there was a much different outcome that was going to happen unless Penn State just kind of fumbled the bag.
yeah,
You know, I mean,
it didn't look like it would be much of a game early on.
Yeah.
And Boise State hung around and showed that they belong there, I think.
in that case, you got to like just kind of tip your cap, you know. Like any good competitor, when somebody just beats you like that, you just got to tip your cap. Go back to the drawing board and hit that transfer portal. Boise State got a lot of good attention this year, man. So, you know, not to mention all those kids moving from California out to Idaho, and I mean that's still an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
So, Boise's got a chance to get better.
Well, and I like Danielson, their young coach. I accidentally called him Gary Danielson the other day by mistake. What an insult.
1st and 10, Georgia, run for no gain, about a 1 yard gain.
Yeah.
ETN. 2nd down and 9.
This Georgia offensive line is massive across the board.
This Notre Dame defense is flying downhill.
A lot of physical prowess and ability to just lean on what is now a relatively
It's like they've got Freeling at left tackle. They interchange Freeling and Ernest Green at left tackle. I've preferred Monroe Freeland, but both have been playing a little bit better as of late. Nothing going on there. Good open field tackle by the DB.
Hey, he's having a good day already. Schuler.
Mm-hmm.
Schuler? That was a good tackle. Dylan Bell about dropped that ball.
with a big offensive line as Georgia has. With some smaller people taking the place of Will, he expects to move the front around the line.
3rd and 7. Clock's ticking, about 8 minutes left in the first. One running back in the backfield. First down.
Going to Bell again. Uh-oh. He's hurt.
Little inside slant there to Dylan Bell.
He just took himself out. It looked like maybe an ankle got rolled up on.
Interesting. Wow.
Oof. Right on the upfield shoulder for the big body Bell, who catches it with some speed over the middle.
Yeah, Bell's visibly uncomfortable on the sideline there.
Just saw him say an expletive on the sideline. I don't think that's good. There we go.
Another complete pass. Referee's throwing a block. Dominic Lovett with the first down
What was
reception.
he holding his hand up for?
Did they say that he?
It looked like forward progress would have got.
All right, looks like it's going to be 2nd and 1.
I don't know about that spot.
He had to run around the ref there. That was illegal hands to the face by the defense, but it's a first down for Georgia anyway. I don't know if y'all caught that. There was a couple guys had hands and face masks there. Georgia's got a pretty big size advantage in this one. I didn't realize that, but going into this game, like pregame and everything, it was something that was talked about. I mean, Georgia's averaging about 30 or 40 pounds on these guys in the front seven of Notre Dame, and averaging about 3 inches of height on them as well. And I guess some of that has to do with, what's his name, Riley something? I'll mess it up again.
Riley Mills.
Riley Mills, there you go. Short throw, 2nd and 9 coming up, gain of 1 on first down. They're letting Gunnar Stockton throw it a little bit now.
Yeah.
Short passes anyway.
They've got to. He's super accurate. Like, in high school, his senior year, he had 55 passing touchdowns and 1 interception. I mean, he's not going to put the ball in harm's way very, very often. Short passes.
Avia
maybe where you need to
Key.
go.
Cheers from Dallas, Texas. Cheers, brother. We're not far from Atlanta. So cheers from Atlanta, sir.
What's the flag there? Okay. We'll take that.
5-yard penalty there, lined up in the neutral zone against Notre Dame.
Third penalty on Bryce Young so far today. Yeah, he's definitely clearly offside right there.
Left hand is in the neutral zone, and the helmet, that gold helmet, beautiful. Gold, shiny helmet.
Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. If y'all don't mind, hit that like button if you're, I know people are kind of filtering in and out. Try not to bug you guys too much with that, but it sure does help if you can hit that thumbs up button. We certainly would appreciate it. 2nd and 3, the snap, hands it off to ETN up the middle. Gain of 2.5.
1 to go. 3rd down and 1 to go. I love to watch Nate Frazier run, but you got to keep the ball off the turf, dude. Like, I'm just, at this point, I feel like he's due for 1 a game at least.
I've seen Nate Frazier this year carry the ball on the inside arm while running on a boundary. I have seen him one-arm the ball through contact. That's the stuff he's got to work on. All the other stuff, he seems pretty natural, and it's just being polished at Georgia, it seems like.
Dang it, now Georgia's offsides
That's going to be a false start, huh?
on Tate Ratledge.
Come on, Tate. Back it up. Tate says
up,
that's
y'all.
on him. Yes, Tate, we see. Oh, man.
Got caught waiting.
3rd and 6 now.
All right, pick him up, y'all.
One running back, one tight end. Gunner in the shotgun. Hands it off to ETN. Run up the
There you
middle.
He's got
First
it.
down.
Yep. That
All right.
was huge. That was huge. It's a good little drive going right now. This is probably what I expect out of the Georgia offense now with Gunner. Taking the snaps now. I'm going to see a lot of, deep ball throws. We'll see a play action here in a bit, but I don't think that they're quite ready for that. But they're getting the run game going. I mean, that was a strong run right there. It was probably the best run of the day for Georgia so far.
That was the best offensive line has looked. That looked pretty good.
Yep.
Going to hand it off again up the middle. Only a gain of 1. Ran right into the arms of Notre Dame defender. Little extracurricular activities after the play there. Refs are going to let it play through.
Truss was like on the 3rd level of the defense. I don't know how he got up there so fast.
He's come a long way as a player since he showed up at Georgia, man. Dude's an absolute giant.
He is. He's one of those project pieces that actually worked.
Mm-hmm. Isn't he from Rhode Island?
Something
like that.
Yeah, I think so. Get it.
Pass out to the right boundary. Love it with the catch. It's going to be 3rd down and a couple of yards here. That's all right, though. 3rd and short. I mean, that's where Georgia's got to be. That's where Georgia's got to be. See what Georgia can do in the red zone here. So when you really got to rely on that run game. Although Gunner is 6 for 6 to start the game here. 3rd and 2. Gunner's under center. Oh, no. The ball's out. The ball's out. Notre Dame's on it.
He got absolutely rocked. Well, it's just as good as a punt. I mean, I hate to see it. You want 3 there, but.
What a hit. Somebody came through that line just completely unblocked. It's Schuler again. Schuler's having a hell of a first quarter here. No Georgia players anywhere close to where the ball was. All right, it's going to be 1st and 10 Irish.
Let's see what the defense does here. They look good on the first drive. If you're going to fumble it, that's the place to fumble it, right? Inside the 10. I mean, you set yourself up for a good position if you can get a stop here. But obviously would have liked to at least left with 3 right there.
Bad start. Bad start there. At least they had a drive going, but man, that's not a good sign. Was that Nate That was ETN, wasn't it?
That was ETN, yeah. Yes, sir, it was.
I was talking about Nate Frazier being the one fumbling the football, but apparently it's going to be ETN.
Yeah, there wasn't much you could do about that. Guy put his helmet right on the ball, and the play was just blown up.
That is what you want to do. Hat on the ball, baby. Got to step up and play some defense. Vince Vegas, what's up, brother? How's it going? Score still 0-0, Brian. Georgia just fumbled. Notre Dame's got the ball first and 10 on about their own 10-yard line there. They'll be backed up. Appreciate you tuning in, Vince Vegas. Thank you so much. You a Notre Dame or a Dogs fan, Vince Vegas? I had never seen you around here. Thomas Orzak, can UGA beat OSU and stop their passing game? No.
Probably not. Probably not.
Nobody can, Thomas.
It's not, and I don't know that necessarily it'll be the case that Georgia can't stop their passing game. That'll certainly be a factor. But I don't think Georgia can score on Ohio State. That's going to be the issue. Georgia will kick 3 field goals in that game. So, no, I don't see that happening. I would be extremely pleased if Georgia makes it to the national championship as a Georgia fan at this point.
Yeah, I mean, look, anything's possible, guys. I mean, anything's possible. So we wasn't that long ago we saw Ohio State lose to Michigan, but if they play like they played over the last couple of games, it's not happening. Nobody's beating Ohio State if they play that way.
Yeah.
Because they got, one of the best rosters in the country. Everybody knew that. That's why it was so shocking when they lost to Michigan. But go back and watch the Michigan game. Ohio State went in there with a hard head. They were going to prove a point, not win a football game. And they figured out a way to lose it. If they would have been playing like they're playing now, offensively, they would have beaten Michigan.
Absolutely.
No shade at Michigan, but that was a boneheaded, stubborn thing to do by Ryan Day and the offensive staff. Now we're seeing what Ohio State's really about. All right, guys, here we go. First down was a run for about 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7 here for Notre Dame. Got the ball on their own 13-yard line, backed up here. Georgia's got 5 men on the line. One of them drops back in coverage. Slant. It's caught. That's Faison. He's a fast one. That's the lacrosse player. National champion lacrosse player, that is. Gain of about 15 to 17, something like that.
Seemed like Georgia rushing 4 there. Should have had somebody over the middle for that. Let's go back and watch that.
Vince Vegas says he's here, we'll get to that in just a second. Let's watch this play. 1st and 10, Notre Dame. Gain of about 3, Jeremiah Love. Tackle made by Munden. Vince Vegas says, if I may, he's a very polite man. I am planning on staying up until the line, Ohio State versus Georgia, is released. And we'll take Ohio State for several grand.
What if Georgia loses? Would you feel as confident in taking Ohio State over Notre Dame, or are you just picking against Georgia? I'm interested to know kind of what your thought process is there. Is it more that you're that bullish on Ohio State, or less bullish on a Georgia team or a Notre Dame team? I don't think it's a terrible bet either way, but I'm just curious what your logic is.
He says, I'm just taking Ohio State.
Yeah.
And look, there's been some guys that I've watched throughout this year, some betting guys on the internet, some guys that have big channels and are doing some good things. That's going to be a good stop there by Georgia. It's going to be 3rd and about 12.
That's a true freshman there, KJ Bolden.
But I've been being told on YouTube by these guys all year to jump on the Ohio State train. All year. They said they're the best team in football. I'm telling you, they're the best team in football. And in college football, you go through times in the season where even the best team in college football doesn't look that way.
Right.
And that's been the same for Georgia. Y'all probably don't even remember. Most people don't remember, and it's not just y'all. But, I mean, LSU, the year that they had Joe Burrow and they won it all and went undefeated and just pretty much creamed everyone, they only beat Auburn by 3 points that year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, didn't look very good in that game. I mean, I remember watching that game and thinking, Georgia might be able to beat these guys.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, right, dude. Yeah, right. No, they are 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, and they didn't show up ready to play that day, and they almost got beat on the road at Auburn. And it happens. And it's not just SEC teams, it's all over the country. So Ohio State, man, they while they haven't looked unbelievable all year, they are just the overwhelming favorite at this point. Just because we've all seen their potential now, especially with Jeremiah Smith. I mean, 50-50 balls are not even 50-50. There's 70-30 balls with him. And if you can get him isolated on one-on-one, which you're going to be able to do because you got Ibuka, you got all these guys, you know, then you're going to be able to win that battle, man. More times than not.
We're seeing the Ohio State $20 million roster actually playing like a $20 million roster right now.
I've heard 20 million, I've heard 28 million. I don't know which one's true, but I guess we'll never know. Thomas O, I'll say Thomas O. Who wins, Georgia or Penn State? Penn State offense is so-so at best. Wide receivers are not that good. I agree with that sentiment. Aller is average at best. I think Aller's come on a pretty good bit.
It's weird. When you watch the game, it looks like he has a really good game. And then you go to the stats, and he threw for 164 yards. And
Yeah.
It's like, wait,
well,
what? And was like barely over 50%.
Now, let's be fair, though. That was on 13 completions.
Right. Out of 25 attempts, though.
Yeah,
right?
I mean.
Or was it? Yeah, 25 attempts.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, look, he hasn't been put in this situation, Aller, a lot. And so to be really good in these situations, you have to be put in these situations. And last year, this was not Penn State's offense. They've been trying to open things up a bit, and they're letting him kind of spread his wings, and I think it's paid off for him. But to answer your question against Georgia, I mean, you know, I think it's a crapshoot because Georgia's defense and their defensive line are just not going to allow some of the things that Penn State's been able to get away with these first couple of playoff games. So I'm not saying Penn State can't beat Georgia. I'm not saying Georgia will just absolutely beat Penn State, no doubt. But it would be certainly a good game. I think Georgia would be favored in that game. I believe Vegas would have Georgia favored. So that kind of tells you at least what everyone else's perception, at least in the majority of the betting population, things like that. That kind of lets you know what they're thinking. We'll see. And Notre Dame, I think, matches up pretty decent with Penn State as well. So no matter who wins this game that we're watching now, I think that one ends up being a pretty good one. All
Absolutely.
Right. 3rd and 11.
3rd and long here. Georgia brings 4 and spies Leonard with Jalen Walker, and it worked for him. Looks like it'll be about 4th and 7. Yeah, they're spying with Jalen Walker, which was a strategy that we saw Georgia utilize against Texas at Texas. He was spying Quinn Ewers there a lot, and then, of course, Arch Manning when he came in. Had he not been spying right there, I think Riley Leonard is able to kind of, scamper for some yards. I don't know if he'd get a first down or not, but it looked like he was ready to take off, but Walker was there and he had to dump it off.
All right, Irish punt off. Georgia's about to get the ball here. 14 minutes left in the second quarter. Thomas O was saying Oregon was off for 25 days, looked slow, running backs in quicksand. I think Ohio State made Oregon look slow. Look what Ohio State just did to Tennessee, and look at what they just did to Oregon. They did the same thing to both teams.
Yeah.
Do y'all think it's more likely that both of those teams were just frauds or that Ohio State is actually playing at a different level? I think it's Ohio State's playing at a different level. I don't think it has really much to do with those two teams. Now, to your credit, Thomas O, Mason just talked about it a few minutes ago. Everybody who's had the week off or not the week off, the first round off, the byes, they've all lost. So I'm not saying there ain't something to it. I mean,
Georgia, after the first quarter, outgains Notre Dame 58 to 29 yards. No score to show for it, though. It's going to be lower scoring, man. I think this is kind of what you're going to see throughout the game here, you know.
Thomas O brings up a good question too. Just back on the Oregon game, we're at commercial break here, so we'll as soon as the game gets back on, we'll let you know. It'll be Georgia ball. But where was Evan Stewart yesterday?
I know. Yeah, he was a huge factor in the first game.
Huge. What? Then I mean, that really is a good question. I mean, I think I was just I was shell shocked for Oregon. I could only imagine being on the field.
Yeah.
And just getting pummeled like that in the first. I mean, that they were shell shocked.
Yeah.
But in my shell shock and I guess I was so impressed with Ohio State's offense and enamored, I guess you could say, I didn't even pay attention to that. Where the hell was Evan Stewart?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about that after the game. I think that the defense for Ohio State just showed up. Trayshawn Holden was hot. He was the hot hand for Oregon. But at some point, you're down so much, and, you know, your plays were limited. You know, Holden ended up with more than 100 yards on the day and a couple of touchdowns. But Tez Johnson and Evan Stewart both were limited. I don't know if that was a protection thing, if they were covered more, and therefore Gabriel had to go to Holden more. But it certainly seemed like Holden and Terrence Ferguson were the prime targets yesterday.
Yeah. Vince Vegas says Georgia will be favored over Penn State by about 3-5, I would think. That sounds right. I mean, I think it depends a little bit on what happens today.
Yeah, I mean, if Georgia scores 9 points and wins 9-6, you know, which could very well happen in this game, by the way it's looking, I would favor Penn State. You know, I need to see a little bit more out of this offense because I just haven't seen a deep threat yet, and I like Penn State's offense over Notre Dame's right now with the way they're playing.
The problem is with Penn State is that we haven't seen this offense face off against a real good defense. Oregon, I think, had
other than Ohio State, and we saw them not score a touchdown.
And that's my point. They didn't even score an offensive touchdown in that matchup.
Here's a deep shot and a good throw.
Arian Smith, and he caught the ball. Arian Smith just caught the ball.
That was a perfect pass right there by Stockton.
Let's go.
I mean, late flag.
Arian Smith is very fast, but
it's very hard to hit him in stride because he is so fast. And that was, I mean, you can't do it any better.
That was a pretty pass. Oh, he almost dropped it.
Look at how he's holding that ball. He's got the monkey grip on that thing.
Like a kid that just bought a loaf of bread and has got to run it home to grandma. He's barely got a hold of it. Oh, that's what the penalty is. Gunnar Stockton. Luckily, he's made of steel, apparently.
Okay, so it's enforced at the end of the play.
Wow. Look, Arian Smith, guys, I mean, he's super fast. I don't know if y'all know anything about him, but he also has feet for hands.
Yeah. Guy ran when we say
catches like this.
When we say extremely fast, and he used to run track for Georgia, and when they set the record for college for the 400, what was it? The 400 relay. His 100-meter leg, he ran a 10.11. Like, wow. He's extremely fast.
All right. Georgia's got the ball. Notre Dame 36, handoff to the right side, gain of about 1. It's going to be 2nd down and 9.
The outside run has not been there for Georgia.
No.
The runs that have worked so far have been between the tackles, which is a little surprising with Howard Cross being in there, but no Riley Mills, so that is a huge factor. What are we looking at here? Why do they keep showing this?
I have no idea.
Oh, there was a Georgia player on the sideline there, and I think that play was called, or that penalty was called.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Dylan Bell with the handoff here. Looked like he almost fumbled there for a second.
Yeah.
Notre Dame is really going after the football here. It was another gain of about 1 or so. I think it's going to be 3rd down, 7 or 8 coming up. Clock's ticking, 12:46, 45, 44 here in the first half of the Sugar Bowl. Yep, 3rd and 7. Georgia's 2 for 4 on 3rd down so far. Average yards to go, 5.8. I'd like to see that trimmed down a bit. Throw goes over the head of Dylan Bell off the right sideline there. 4th and 7. Georgia's going to have to kick a field goal. So who's going to be the holder, too? Because I guess it's going to be Stockton.
Yeah, he's the 3rd string.
The reason I ask, Carson Beck always held the kicks. So
Well, and his backup was the punter, who's also hurt.
yeah.
So
Georgia's on their 3rd string field goal holder. Is that what
Yeah.
what do you call that? I guess that's what you call it. Off the right hash. 41-yard attempt. Kick is up. It's good.
It's a little sketchy for a minute.
Georgia's up 3-0. 12-14 left in this second quarter. Kickoff ensuing.
Oh.
Double O'Neal says one dumbass on the sideline is going to cost him a touchdown. That guy's going to run until he pukes.
He is. Yeah, and I hate it for him because you could tell by looking at him he's a walk-on.
Yeah. I used to have a coach. Well, you did too, I guess. Who's the guy who called everybody Moonhead? He ended up getting in trouble for impersonating a police officer.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Anyway, when we got in trouble at football, he would say, "Go ahead, start rolling. Get down there, Moonhead. You're going to throw up." And he wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
He would make you throw up. He made one of our buddies, whose nickname was Lunchbox. And if you ever saw him, you would understand why. I've never seen a fat man puke that much. He rolled. It seemed as though that Moonhead rolled very often because he was a troublemaker. But he was a good football player, which a lot of defensive nose tackles are.
Yeah.
Kind of a rowdy bunch, right?
You got to be a little bit. Got to have a little bit of a mean streak there if you're gonna play that position.
It says Thomas O says, when does the winner of this game play again? And that's a good question.
January 10th.
Is that what it is?
Or I can't remember if it's 9 and 10 or 10 and 11. It's the earlier game of the two. It'll be in the Cotton Bowl.
All right, I gotta pull it up right here.
Yeah, so it's the 9th, and then the 10th will be Ohio State.
Oh, it's the
Texas.
Orange Bowl.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, that's Texas, Ohio State. Ohio State currently favored by 6 in that one. What did we say last night? We said on the live reaction show, we made up our own lines before we looked them up. We said 7, and then we decided on 6.5. So Vegas decided on 6. We were right on that one.
Yeah.
But it will be on January 9th, 7:30 p.m. The winner of the Sugar Bowl here will be facing off against Penn State. As I said, in the Orange Bowl. So you got one of the semifinal games that's going to be on January 9th. What day is that on, Mason?
That, I believe, is a Friday, if I'm not mistaken, or a Thursday.
It's a
I think
Thursday.
It's Thursday and Friday is.
So we've
are
got
these
Thursday,
games.
Friday. That throws a wrench in everything.
I don't know why these playoff schedules have got to change.
Jeez.
I mean, the national championship being played on a Monday is one thing.
Well, that used to be the week of the national championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so that's going to be Thursday and Friday will be those games. You'll have Penn State versus Georgia or Notre Dame on the Thursday, and then Texas, Ohio State on Friday.
Yeah, I see Vince
Interesting.
Vegas, your comment, the Under Armour All-American game is on now too. I hate, we were supposed to be able to watch that right now, but because this game's being played at the same time, that's over on ESPN2. Georgia's obviously got some guys in that. Isaiah Gibson was one of them who was just having an absolute day off the defensive line, or has had a week, I should say. I don't know what he's doing today, but
Thomas O says, take Ohio State. Texas has no run game. Texas only has a run game against shoddy defenses, man. That's pretty much been proven this year, so I agree with you 100%.
Georgia brings 6 and they don't get to them. It's not good there. It was some good protection by Notre Dame.
Another catch by Faison there. Faison kid was really a project for Notre Dame. They've been working on him for a few years and really kind of enjoying the fruits of that labor this year. Very, very fast, that guy. 2nd and 3. Empty backfield. Shotgun, snap, QB draw, first down.
It's good play call there.
Yep, very good. 1st and 10, Notre Dame. Clock's ticking, 11:20 left in the game here, or in the first half, excuse me. Appreciate y'all tuning in. If we got any Notre Dame fans in here, good luck to y'all. Everybody, if you're in, hit that thumbs up button for us real quick so we can get some trolls in here. Handoff.
That's a good play by the Turf.
Turf Monster got him. Price with the carry there, couple yard gain. 1.5 maybe.
Georgia's done a pretty good job at stopping the run so far. They've got really a 3-headed monster. These running backs, and then of course Riley Leonard. I guess you could say a 4-head, but another design.
Big run by Riley Leonard here.
Yep. Just as I said, they've been doing a good job stopping the run. That's on C.J. Allen.
C.J. Allen.
He got caught guessing.
Got caught guessing, and Leonard saw it. And he's a heady player, that Leonard. And he's watching.
Yeah. Well,
C.J. Allen, Lamar County, Georgia boy.
Looked like they took C.J. Allen out.
They
Hey,
did.
why don't you sit down and think about that one for a minute?
Jadarian Price, gain of about 2 or 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7 here. Wow, Georgia gets away with a face mask on that Riley Leonard run there. Thank you. We'll take that. Thanks, Matt. Hit us with the William Montgomery stop in the middle of a sentence there.
Mm-hmm.
2nd 7. Snap.
There you go.
Throw to the right
Good
sideline.
coverage right there.
Great coverage by Everett.
He's really come on here later this year.
Mm-hmm.
Everett's always been a guy who is in step with the receivers, but doesn't get his head around a lot and making plays on balls. Here you see him. He turns. Maybe a little bit too physical there. Georgia's gotten away with a couple of calls on this drive, I think.
Well, and that's if he didn't turn his head and make a play on the ball.
Yeah,
that's a penalty.
Absolutely.
All day.
I like that they're letting them play, and they have throughout the playoff so far.
Big number 94 McLeod lays a hit on Who is that? Great House? Is that what his name is?
I didn't see who it was that called it, honestly.
Is it Great House? Something like that.
Jaden Greathouse.
Yeah. All right, we're going to see a field goal attempt here for Notre Dame.
How far is this out?
Oh,
44 yards. That's
wow. He's 8 for 15 for the year. That's not very good.
That was not good.
This is not a very long field goal, though.
Georgia, it seems like they didn't even try to block it.
It's good. 3-3. I think they might have thought they were going to fake it, especially with that crappy kicker. All right, it's 3-3, tied up.
All right, 9-6 is my new score prediction for this game.
Yeah, we might see a few more field goals.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe. It'll be an overtime game, 9-6.
Not any downfield. Well, the Arian Smith, obviously, he caught a big one, but one downfield pass so far in this game, and it was surprisingly Georgia, right, with the brand new quarterback. That's interesting. Riley Leonard, not much of a downfield passer, that guy.
And this is my business, Hacienda. I chose my Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. And with no preset spending.
Thomas O., do you think Georgia would have beat Michigan last year? Close game, very close. I personally think that Georgia matched up better against Michigan than what Alabama did. But that's all hearsay. I mean, in any other year, Georgia's probably in the playoff, right? It was just kind of one of those situations last year where, you just had some undefeated teams, right? Washington, Michigan, and that was enough, right? I mean, there was undefeated teams that got left out, either rightfully so or unrightfully so. That's all up for debate as well.
Like, who would ever want to leave?
Vince Vegas said, I've heard TV dudes talking about Manning playing, but nothing official. Let me tell you something, Vince Vegas. They've been saying that, and Steve Sarkisian is keeping that shit under wraps, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to know until Manning, Mr. Archibald Manning, marches his little happy ass out there, because they're playing it really close to the vest. And look, I want young Archibald to do well, okay? I don't really have anything against him or nothing, but have y'all ever went back and watched his high school footage?
Oh yeah, the classification that he played in was
Brother, it was just terrible competition he played. And when you go back and watch some of the highlight videos, it's pretty stunning. All of y'all watch football. Y'all know what fast, good-looking football looks like. You'll see that and you'll realize that that's not what he was going against there in that small classification. I guess it was all private schools. In Louisiana.
Yeah, private school class in Louisiana where both his uncles went to school. I think his granddad went to school there. They're ingrained
Right.
in that school. But
yeah, I don't know. I just, my point in saying that is, I don't know that I don't think he's ready. Steve Sarkisian has made it really, really clear everywhere that he's been coaching wise that he don't want first year starting guys in this offense. Like, it takes time, a year or maybe even two, to learn their system. I mean, they got a huge playbook and their pro style, and it takes a long time to learn that offense. Just like Georgia. Georgia's got a really complicated offense as well. So to sit there and think that they're going to dumb down the playbook to be able to get him in there, I just don't see that happening. Now, does he come in for a play or two in the red zone? We've seen that already this year, and I think that that's a possibility for sure. But I mean, when he comes in, it's like, what's coming.
yeah,
It's too predictable. It's like Georgia when they had Justin Fields. For some reason, we pretended like Justin Fields couldn't throw the ball.
right.
And so when he came in, the opposing team just knew Justin Fields was about to run it. I mean, it was almost like the Herschel Walker thing. It's like everybody in the building knows who's about to get the ball and what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Can you stop it or not? And in today's college football, I mean, they're going to be able to stop it if they know what you're doing, if you're telegraphing it like that.
Well, let's see what Georgia does here now. They just had the big deep pass, right? Does that open the run game up? That's kind of what I'm interested to see here. Look out.
Sacked.
Blindside. Monroe Freeland gives it up.
Taya Maka with the sack coming around the blind side there. That's going to be a loss of about 5 or 6 for Georgia. Lucky to not fumble it there, to be honest. Good job. Good on Gunner to be able to hold on to the football. Had 2 hands on the ball, and that's really important right there. All right, it's going to be second down and 19. Holy smokes.
Good play. Get it out. Get
Oscar
up.
Dell.
Get up. Just pick it all up in one play then.
A gain of
play
about
right there.
23 by Oscar Delt on the crosser to the tight end. Good throw by Stockton.
That's Stockton's college roommate, actually. You would think that they would have a pretty good connection there.
Notre
It's like
Dame's got a
a
player down with his shoe off.
I think it's an equipment timeout that he may be milking into an injury. I don't know.
Watts is down being tended to. Georgia is trying to go quickly. The injury stops the action.
Can you not get an injury timeout or an equipment timeout if your shoe comes off? Is that not a thing?
You got to play one shoe, man.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I guess you're supposed to sub, but
Right.
Georgia, I think, just caught him in the right time there, going hurry up all of a sudden when his shoe pops off.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think they saw that his shoe was off and went hurry up,
yeah, maybe so.
trying to get them to burn a timeout.
Let's see what we got going on in the comment section here.
For the 15,000 patients in the world who have Friedreich's
Thomas O, why have Georgia wide receivers dropped off so much? Excuse me, I didn't mean to cough in y'all's ear. What about London Humphreys, the transfer, or Bell? Well, first of all, London Humphreys is very fast, but I struggle to say that he's a wide receiver at this point. He's really fast, but he's still a project.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like a supernatural route runner to me.
Well, with all the yards he was able to get from Vanderbilt, a lot of those plays were go routes. And Georgia's not going to ask him to just go out and run a go route.
Yeah.
He's very fast. Comes from a track family, and at 6'3", 185 pounds, he can fly. But I think he's still learning his route tree. He's had a couple of drops, but who hasn't on Georgia's roster right now? I do think that he'll be a player for Georgia in the future, but I don't look at London Humphreys and say he's some future NFL guy or anything like that at this point.
Well, guys, to be honest with you, I mean, to really answer your question, it goes a lot deeper than somebody like London Humphreys. I mean, Georgia is a program that they're not ever going to glorify one position.
Yeah.
And it's pretty well known that wide receivers, I mean, I'm not saying all of them, and there's obviously team players at every position, but I think ratio-wise, there's probably more divas per wide receiver than any other position.
100%, yeah.
And so to have a 5-star wide receiver come to Georgia, Georgia's not going to feed them 15 receptions a game, man. It's just not going to happen. And that's not how Georgia has won national championships. And Lad McConkey, Brock Bowers, those guys were like kind of diamonds in the rough Georgia found. So different approach for Georgia than somebody like Ohio State as far as wide receivers. 1st and 10, handoff, ETN, nice run.
Good vision there.
Gain of 8 off the right side. Things are getting a little chippy out there. Got some talking going on.
Also, we saw clearly that the defensive back was trying to get off the field, couldn't sub in time, and so he just goes down with an injury. I feel like that should cost him a timeout.
Yeah, that's pretty lame, man.
They got to do something about these fake injuries.
Well, the SEC said they did, but I don't know.
Well, they can't do anything about Notre Dame.
Not going to do nothing to Notre Dame. All right, it's going to be 3rd and 3 here for Georgia. Stockton's communicating to everybody.
the side of London. Stockton giving up a lot of
Good
kicks.
pass again.
Oh
Ends
man,
up dropping it, but
I think it was really good defense there.
it was. I mean, it was tight, but
Good throw.
the fact that it wasn't behind him, if he throws it behind him right there, it's a pick. So,
Mhm.
well, he was a little behind him, actually.
Just a hair behind.
Defender didn't even try to make a play on the ball, really, or at least to catch the ball.
All right, Georgia's gonna have to punt here.
Watch out for 30 on the right side. We know that he can get to the punter. So can somebody pick him up and maybe allow the punter to get something clean off? It's like pretty good coverage.
Notre Dame's doing some silly shit right now on special teams. Good coverage there. Who is that? They got on one of those.
Jalen Walker.
That was Jalen Walker who made the tackle there on the punt.
Never know with those oversized jerseys. It kind of looks like they're just some scrub, walk on or something.
No, he's actually just huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Georgia was able to flip the field right there. And in a defensive struggle like this, I think that's really, really important.
Would have liked to seen a better punt, but
Yeah.
you'll take that.
Hey, it's about on par for all the punting we've seen in this college football playoff so far.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of, did you know and I don't believe in this, but there's a lot of conspiracies about the football they're using for the playoff.
Really?
Because it's got a different logo on it and everything. You don't get to use your own ball on offense.
Look at Jalen Walker. Just got triple teamed and was still creating pressure.
There goes Dan Jackson with the missile tackle that misses.
Yeah. He'll come up with a big one at some point, I think. But, look at Walker here, though, 11. Hold there, and then.
Gosh, there was holding on the offensive line there big time.
Yeah.
Look at that on that replay. If y'all are watching that, 52 just got held like crazy all the way across the front of us. Wow.
He was still inside. He just got kind of pulled out this way.
I know, but he was like clotheslining him. You can't hold somebody from.
Yeah.
Wow, what a hit there.
Wow.
C.J. Allen and
He
Love
stood him up.
meet in the hole and just absolutely.
I would say C.J. Allen won that one.
Oh, my goodness.
He stood him up pretty good.
The Lamar County, Georgia native. Yikes. That made Marcus Freeman smile. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. He probably doesn't see that too much.
Marcus Freeman just looked up at the board and watched that play and smiled like, yeah, this is a serious football game right here. There's some serious meat on the field right now, dude. Second and 8. Hand it off. Love.
Dan Jackson with his head down, looking like he's going to get called for targeting again. Keeps running like that.
Gain of 3 or 4 there. It's going to be third down and somewhat manageable. 3rd and 5. Or, excuse me, 3rd and 3. That's 3rd and very manageable. That's where you want to be. Clock is ticking. We're under 4 minutes in the first half. Leonard gets flushed out of the pocket there, has to just kind of throw it away.
Some good pressure, man. Jalen Walker's on another level right now.
Jalen Walker is going to go to the other level next year, and he's going to do really well.
He just power rushed the left tackle.
Oh, my God.
Just right in his sternum. Look at that.
Dude.
What do you do there?
That is scary, man. Good Lord. Jalen Walker is scary coming off the edge.
He's trying to make himself some money. For whatever reason, he's still not projected to go in the first round, and I don't see how. We've seen him do this in big games all season. Good punt there by Notre Dame to get him down on the 14.
Thomas O is ragging on Lane Kiffin in the comment section. My man.
Yeah.
I agree with you, though, Thomas O. One big game in 5 years at Ole Miss. I mean, I completely agree with you.
Where he's felt the rush, resulted in a couple sacks, but that wasn't on him. I think he's been everything.
Vince Vegas says this game belongs to UGA. But Bobo needs to pass. Don't care what the routes. Indy playing the run hard. I think you'll see Georgia kind of ease their way into it, especially with Gunner and his that whole quarterback situation. So we'll see how that develops. 1st and 10. Gunner's in the shotgun, one running back. Lawson Lucky's in there at tight end. It's going to Lucky. That's going to be pass interference, right?
I don't think so.
Uncatchable.
I think they were both had hands on each other. Another good play by number 8.
All right, it's going to be 2nd and 10 after the incompletion.
Yeah, look, I mean, he just does a good job getting his head around.
Schuler is playing his ass off.
He is. He's been the best defensive player so far for Notre Dame, I think, by far. And coming up from a position at safety, which some would say was a liability for Notre Dame heading into this game.
Oh, man, another incompletion to Lawson Lucky there on the left side.
Good pressure there.
To be such a short route, it seemed like that took a minute to develop there, didn't it? Yeah. Notre Dame's got so many bodies down on the line.
I'm not sure we've seen a group as deep and talented as this group this is. A really good group all together. A very physical presence in Eurosec, who's transferred from state.
3rd and 10. Snap. He's going to scramble out to the right. Throws off his back foot there. Out of bounds. Had to just get rid of it. All right. Well, Georgia's going to have to punt. And the field has been flipped. Notre Dame's going to be able to get some good field position here. Going to have to be some good punt coverage for Georgia. 3:16 left in the first half. Georgia punter standing in his end zone. Let's see if Georgia's got some of this stuff ironed out, what they want to do.
Punting hasn't been great so far for Miller.
That's a pretty good one.
Good one right there.
Fair catch.
He had an opportunity for more, too. It's kind of a bad fair catch call there.
Notre Dame will take over on their own 36, 38, something like that. All right. As I said, 3 minutes left in the first half. Let's see what we got going on here. Short field coming up, says Vince Vegas. That's right, man. Field position's going to be big in this one, especially considering the running games here. It's going to be tough for people to. All right. It's going to be tough to sustain 90-yard drives in this one with the run games. Handoff off the right. That's Faison. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage on a gain of 3 or 4. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Clock's ticking. 2:50, 2:49, 2:48. Both teams have 3 timeouts. Nice throw by Leonard right around midfield there. It's going to be just short of a first down. I think it's going to be 3rd and 1 or so. I think Notre Dame will more than likely run it with Leonard here, probably. I've had some success with that. And this is going to be a first down that they certainly need. See if he goes in the shotgun here with the empty set. He's got a running back to his right, shotgun. Somebody took a timeout. Oh, that's the 2-minute timeout. So both teams still have all 3 of their timeouts. We're going to have a choppy last couple of minutes here in the first half, more than likely.
Yeah, I think Georgia's in a good spot here. Honestly, based on what I was saying earlier, if Georgia is looking to make it halftime adjustments, this is where they want to be. I mean, if they go into halftime up, now obviously they would like to get the ball back and get at least 3 points on the board to go in with a lead. Notre Dame does get the ball at the second half, at the beginning of the second half, but Georgia is going to be in a position here to make some adjustments, and I like where they're at. Going into halftime, tied, or even if they're down by 3 points here, I feel pretty good about Georgia and their ability to make halftime adjustments. So
They've been good at it this year, man. I mean, well, several years. Hadn't just been this year. Kirby's been pretty good at going into the locker room and making adjustments, unless it was Nick Saban he was going against. And
that's true.
Nick Saban is, I would say, the master.
Just a little bit better at making adjustments.
I think he's just a little bit better than everybody at doing that. His teams. Yeah, for sure. Guys, whenever we get to halftime here, we will take a little break. We'll just kind of put the screensaver thing up there and just turn on, I guess, some light little music there, some waiting room music, if you will, and I might go munch a barbecue sandwich or something.
I got some Brunswick stew on the stove.
I did a Boston butt yesterday, or what was it, yesterday or the day before, whatever.
I need to go
all these days are running together with this holiday, man.
Right back.
I can't hardly remember what day it is anymore, but we got some good barbecue. I cooked a big old Boston butt on the big green egg at the house. I think it was yesterday. Good stuff. No, it was the day before. It was that first playoff game, Penn State, Boise State. Man alive, did I cook a good one that time. Whew. Could just pull the bone out. It was so tender, it just the whole bone just pulled right out. No cutting necessary. All right. See what we got here. It's going to be third and short. That looks like third and about half a yard to me.
This could be a big stop here.
Yeah, it is a Riley Leonard run. That was exactly what I was thinking. When they really need it, it's really hard to stop that kid whenever they need a half a yard or something like that. Just so tough to get him down in the backfield.
Thomas, that dog is a mutt. His name's Ozzy, and he is a super mutt according to the dog DNA test. It's got like 14 different breeds in him, a little bit of everything. He's got Chihuahua in him and he's got German Shepherd in him, so we don't know.
Oh, Riley Leonard taking off.
Riley, not looking good. If you're Georgia right now, you're not even going to get the ball back. You're going for stopping them just shy of field goal range at this point. Leonard does get up, holding his left elbow, it looked like, so not his throwing elbow.
Ooh. May have landed a little awkwardly when he dove head first there.
Interested to see Jordan Hall in there at defensive tackle, number 44, a redshirt freshman, former 5-star, hadn't played much this year. Maybe he's been coming on during bowl practice here.
Clock stops, minute 14 after the incomplete pass to the right sideline by Leonard. 2nd and 10. They're in the shotgun, running back to the right. Tight end in motion. Snap to the tight end. It's going to be a first down, or right there close to it. Right about the Georgia 29-yard line.
It's a good play there by the tight end. Smile Monday doesn't get beat too often like that.
Well, and they did a good job identifying the fact that Munden was in man coverage there. And tough for him to keep up going across the formation like that.
Gosh, C.J. Allen just blew that running back up.
Wow, big sack by Georgia there. Let's go. 56 seconds left.
Got him right on the fringe of field goal range.
That was a bad sack taken by Riley Leonard right there. Now, I don't know that there was much he could do, but because it happened pretty quick, didn't it? Look at Georgia stunned.
Look at
like
C.J.
that.
Allen right there.
Oh my gosh, C.J. Allen just annihilated somebody. Holy shit!
That was that. Why doesn't Georgia just do that every play? It's like when they want to turn it on, they can.
Dude, that was like somebody threw a grenade in the trench there, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Holy
you had like 3 defenders for Georgia there just absolutely blow up the offensive line and the running back. That poor running back, man.
C.J. Allen doesn't always guess right, but let me tell you something.
He's laying some lumber this game.
Whatever he guesses, don't get in the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, my goodness. He's coming downhill, and he's got bad intentions.
So what are we at? 2nd and 21.
That was a big loss.
How far are they outside of field goal range?
Okay.
Oh, good 5 yards. That's huge.
2nd and 21, ball at the 41.
They've got 2 plays here to run, or really 1 play to get in field goal position.
Snap.
They take a direct
QB
snap.
draw.
Oh gosh.
Gain of about 6 or 7.
That's about 10, really.
Well, look, we talked about the field goal unit, and it hasn't been great this year for Notre Dame. So I think this is still pretty important to get something here. Because where it sits now, that's about a 47-yarder.
They don't have the field goal team out.
Well, it's 3rd and 11.
Oh, it's 3rd down. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're going to try one more time here. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be important for them to get some more yards here.
Yep.
47-yarder, I don't see that kid hitting that. That'd be a pretty tough one.
10 second subtraction's been declined by Notre Dame. Clock will start on the snap.
Going to add a few seconds back to the clock here as McLeod has his helmet pop off.
Preserve some time. Still 2 timeouts.
3rd and 11, 48 seconds left in the game. They didn't fix the clock, did they? Oh, okay. No, that was accurate then.
Yeah, they declined it. So
8 plays and 32 yards so far on this drive. Let's see what we got here. 3rd and 11, snap. Going to swing it out to the right. Ooh, I don't even know if it was caught.
he's saying no catch. He's lucky he didn't pop that ball up because KJ Bolden was about to snatch that thing and take it off.
Whoever number 20 is on the offense is having a pretty tough time.
He is.
He just
That's Aeneas Williams, I believe is how you pronounce it. He's kind of their 3rd down back.
well,
Obviously not great in pass protection.
ouch. I just got hit by a train just a couple of minutes ago. I'm sure his ears are still
All right.
ringing.
48-yard, and they're going to get the ball back at the first half, or in the second half. I would like to see some pressure by Georgia here. Going to ice them on the first attempt.
Lynette Shealy says Ozzy needs a dog's jersey.
Yeah, I know.
What's up, Lynette? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.
I really do need to get him one. Where did he go? I'll let him out.
Did you tell him why you named him Ozzy? These people don't know.
He's named Ozzy after Ozzy Albies, not Ozzy Osbourne. although I do think that my dog would eat the heck out of a bat if he had the opportunity. I think he'd go after it. Just
Your
like
dog doesn't bark. He just goes, Sharon!
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Lauren.
Yeah, Ozzy Albies, second baseman for the Atlanta Braves, if y'all didn't know that.
That was a pretty good attempt.
Wow.
Good kick.
Good kick. I think it was 44 yards. Is that what they said? Good kick either way. 6-3, Notre Dame, 38 seconds left in the first half. I don't think Georgia will be trying to reach the end zone here. Do you, Mason? I'm probably going to try to just run it.
I think so. Again, Georgia wants to get to halftime, make adjustments, and come out and win the second half. That's been the recipe for Georgia all season.
Yeah.
And Kirby has been excellent his entire career at making halftime adjustments. So
Notre Dame will get the ball to start the second half.
they will. But they opened the game off in their first possession with a 3 and out, and you could see something similar.
Yeah.
With a scripted drive.
Close game. The field goal could easily be the difference.
Mitch Jeter
Close games so far. Made 7 previous games.
from Salisbury, North Carolina, home of the Salisbury State.
6 of them decided by
I just made that up. It's probably not true.
single-digit wins.
I'm sure it came from Salisbury. I just don't know if it's North Carolina.
Salisbury probably wishes they come up with Salisbury State, bro.
It's like Brunswick stew. Did it come from Brunswick, Georgia? Or there's another Brunswick in, it might be North Carolina, somewhere up the East Coast a little bit.
Brunswick actually comes from the ancient archaeological term for an old wooden ship used in the Civil War era by the Trojans.
Doesn't sound accurate.
Oh, it's accurate. That's 100% accurate. San Diego. That was all not true. That was a nice play by Arian Smith there
It's a good route.
against what I would consider to be a pretty good secondary here for.
The throw
Notre
just
Dame.
had to be there, and it was. I mean, really dropped it down in between two defenders. Maybe they are going to go for it. Pretty good. Oh my gosh. And that's why you don't do that.
Yikes. Disaster strikes for the Georgia Bulldogs as Gunnar Stockton goes back to pass and fumbles the ball after being hit. Yikes. Boy, the blind side has been pretty bad today, man.
This was Oben this time. The Duke transfer.
Yeah, that dude's been around. I think this is like his 7th year of college football. And ball definitely did not go forward.
Freeland is just getting his butt whooped.
Georgia tries to get aggressive to steal some points, and it could be detrimental.
Should have just ran the ball, man. Took it to halftime. I mean, why? It's the playoffs, though. I mean, I get it, I guess, either way. But hindsight's 2020. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Notre Dame. 33 seconds left.
Plenty of time.
And they are knocking
2 timeouts.
on the door.
I mean, you can't give up a touchdown right here.
Riley Leonard run right here. Nope, he passed it, and it's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown. Well, now you get the ball back, and you feel like you kind of have to go for it again.
They won't. 12-3. It's about to be 13-3, or maybe they go for 2 here. Let's see what Notre Dame does. Well, we talked about Georgia not being able to get behind. They do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia has figured out a way to get behind in just about every game this year, it seems like. And they've done it again.
Do they get takeaways, but they capitalize on them.
Well, it ain't on Stockton.
No.
I'll tell you that much.
Field goal for the extra point is good. It is 13-3. Seems like the Georgia defense was thinking what I was thinking with a Riley Leonard run there. And nice play design there. Little double move to a slant and right down the middle for Bo Collins, the Clemson transfer touchdown. Hard to defend that route if ran perfectly on an island against a cornerback there. All right. Double O says, does this mean Army or Navy is better than we thought? I mean, I thought they were already pretty decent, but I mean, it's kind of like yesterday. Everybody was asking, maybe Tennessee's not ass after all. It's like, well, no, they weren't terrible. Tennessee wasn't a terrible team. They weren't as good as Ohio State. And I guess Oregon wasn't either. All right. Ball goes to the back of the end zone. 27 seconds left. We'll see what Georgia does here. Probably will just run the clock out here like they should have done the first time. Notre Dame, the most points off turnovers this season in the FBS. The Catholics are rowdy.
They moved Truss to left tackle and Ernest Green to right. After Monroe Freeland has given up 2 sacks now and cost them 7 points on that last drive.
Nice little play there to the sideline to ETN. First down. Now that's going to take it to halftime. 13-3 at halftime. Notre Dame's up. Notre Dame to receive the second half kickoff. All right, guys, we're going to go take a break here for just a second. Go grab us a little drink. Take a break for a second. We'll be right back on for the second half of this one. See y'all on the other side.
Thanks, Sean. Coach, how would you describe the way that this first
What's up, guys? We are back just in time to see Notre Dame score on the kick to start the second half.
What did we miss?
Well, what did we miss, guys? Good Lord. All righty. Well,
This is exactly what Georgia did not need, was to get down by 3 scores.
oh yeah, this is bad news for the dogs here. No doubt about it. Make sure the mic's on. And wow, bad start for the dogs here.
It's been a
2 touchdowns in the last 54 seconds of playing time for Notre Dame.
yep.
All right, Georgia's got the work cut out for them. Down 20-3. What is that?
So that's a bit of a unique reaction there as he struts it out.
Marcus Freeman is dancing on the sideline.
It's such an ability to relate to players. The young man is 38 years old. He's the youngest head coach remaining in his college football.
1st and 10, Gunners under center. 1 tight end, 1 running back.
End around to Arian Smith.
Hold
He
the
gets
ball.
about 14.
Big play there for Arian Smith on the end around.
He's
Comes
a
up a bit gimpy.
Kaiser playing his Notre Dame record 68th game. He played against Herschel record in 1981.
All right, dogs, come on. Got to have success 1st and 2nd down. Can't get behind the chains like we did in the first half. Good block by Truss. What
Oh,
What
why
was
did
he
we get
doing?
hung up right there?
Why are we getting hung up? Truss just absolutely annihilated somebody. And he's gimpy.
Kind of solidified him. Monroe Freely, and he got 2 early sacks and a few pressures, and Ernest Green struggling in there as well. So it looks like he's now playing the right side with the left tackle.
All right, 2nd and 8. What a waste of a play that was. You got to get more than 2 yards on that
I
screen
mean,
play.
he had 4 easily if he just kept running.
Jeez, man. Tight end in motion. It's Jurasic.
Going deep. Come on. He did not get his head around. I don't know about that. First look, it seemed like PI. He's got his hand on his right shoulder, holding onto his jersey.
I don't know about that. I mean, all right, it's going to be 3rd and 8 after the no call there. They're going to have to call a timeout, man. Georgia can't get up and get the play ran here.
He said this is something you take for granted when you have a great quarterback like Carson Bennett. He gets you out of a jam. They had the bird one here early, 17 points down in the second half.
A lot of coaching going on the sideline there with Gunner in between drives and plays.
Yeah,
Here.
he's getting an earful right now. Well, don't like Georgia's chances right now. I mean,
No.
17 points, even with Carson Beck in there, you would still feel
I mean,
like
this is what they were down
the
to
writing's
Georgia.
on the wall.
This is what Georgia was down to Georgia Tech, and it took 8 overtimes to,
That's right.
and this isn't Georgia Tech.
This is not, no.
So,
It's a really good defense here. And it's showing.
yeah, it's unfortunate. Georgia's defense hasn't played bad
No.
today. And so Georgia's offense has left them out to dry, and obviously special teams Typically, a strong suit for Georgia has been a negative today, certainly. So we've seen some sloppy special teams in the playoffs, and that really is surprising to me. Just in general, we've seen some, obviously, a couple of return touchdowns, which are awesome. That's good special teams for, Notre Dame and Texas over the last couple of days. But man, for the most part, it's been some bad punting, teams not flipping the field. It's been a little rough on the special teams aspect of things.
Hate to see that be the reason Georgia loses. Yeah. I mean, the game really should still be 6-3.
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh.
Yep. Notre Dame taking advantage of opportunities for sure.
And Georgia has outgained Notre Dame by quite a bit. I mean, they're at, let's see,
Top 20 Louisiana Law. Thanks for watching. Refs are blind. That was a bad call. A bad no call. They've missed a lot of holds in this game too. So I guess it's about par for the course in today's college football. So it's not unique to this game. Somebody just knocked on the door. Or did they not? I hear you, Brian. Double O'Neill says burning timeouts already. I know that's not having an experienced quarterback. Everybody's too worried about the no call, and the offense isn't continuing to run the system. So that's part of having a guy who doesn't have a ton of experience, in this type of situation. So got to get your offense on the ball and ready to go, regardless of what happened to play before. And that's a big mistake. Georgia being down 17, you needed that timeout. So make no mistake about it. That was a bad mistake. There you go. Notre Dame player was in the neutral zone. Gunnar Stockton in the shotgun, drop back to pass, scrambles to the right, drops it off. Cash Jones. And that's going to be 2-3 yards short of the first down there.
looks like they're going to punt it.
It's going to be fourth down. You got to punt it. The way your defense is played, you got to punt it and flip the field. I mean,
Well, you trust your defense to either get a stop and give yourself good position, or you trust your defense to stop them on your own 40 if you don't convert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's make Notre Dame prove they can drive the field here at least. Punt. Woo! Fair catch called about the 24-yard line of Notre Dame. So pretty good punt there. Not bad. First and 10, Notre Dame. Look at James Franklin smiling.
He's feeling good. A couple of the biggest wins of his career so
For the
far.
first time in a long time, right?
Yeah.
Since they won the Big Ten in 2013 or 14 or, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Was it 16 maybe? They won the Big Ten? Something like that. It's been a while. Been going on 10 years. Still haven't won the Big Ten, but they did win some playoff games.
Yeah.
First and 10. Handoff.
Good stop.
Love gets a couple yards. It's going to be second down, about 8. Clock's ticking, 12:30 left in the second, 12:30 left in the third quarter.
I expect to see Riley Leonard draw right here, I think. I think another run play, regardless.
Why would you put it in the air, right? At this point,
Nope, they do pass it.
they are going to pass it. Just a little dump pass. That's how many batted passes is that today? It's been a lot. Nazir Stackhouse, big 78, gets the big paw in the way. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Now I think you see the draw.
Well, and I was thinking you run the ball and then set yourself up for 3rd and 4, something like that, and then you've got the draw set up. They decide to pass it.
See, they're going to be a little crosser to the tight end here. Look, that tight end's going in motion again. I don't think Georgia's in a man this time. We'll see what they do.
Bring everybody. Nothing there. Looked like they were setting up another screen pass there, this time to the tight end. And this could be kind of the difference here, though. Does Notre Dame get conservative in the play calling offensively with a 17-point lead? Or do they try to have that killer instinct and go out and continue to try to score? It looked like on that series there that they were really playing very conservative. But that could help Georgia out. Not a lot of time taken off the clock there. Still plenty of time to come back in this ball game if they can get their offense going.
The punt by Notre Dame. Georgia fields at about the 30. They're going to try to return this one. A little shake and bake down to about the 38. And that's where Georgia's going to take over. Down 20-3, 11:48 to play in the 3rd.
Well, the punt paid off. You flip the field there, get good field position. Now you got to go get some points. You can't not get at least 3 points on this drive.
But you rely on it every day. You can't see it.
Let me hand these keys to my better half out here. Can you? All right, just for a second.
Oh, and we've got a guest appearance here.
Here's our junior Bulldog. Bulldog Junior, if you will.
Bulldog in training.
Old Bulldog in training. Say, hey, look, you got to look right there and say, hey. Say, go dogs, sick 'em. Yeah, he acts like he's shy. We're the quiet, strong type, huh? This is Cash, everybody.
Brian Browning said, "Come on, guys, don't corrupt the kid."
Oh, it's too late for that,
that's
brother.
Pretty good.
He's
already representing over here.
Is that funny? Yeah, we're all hanging out. We literally have all been hanging out for over 24 hours waiting for this game to come on. We all planned on being here yesterday, and so my wife ended up staying the night here. I went and got some work done last night so we could watch all this good stuff together and be on with you guys. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate it.
Dog Sickum said, "Do y'all think Georgia doesn't use their tight end enough, or just me?" I think, we've seen them go to Lucky twice now and it not, come through. And then the one big play to Oscar Delp on 2nd and 19. I think that they're trying to get him in there. There haven't been a lot of offensive plays because the defense for Notre Dame has been doing a good job. But it definitely seems like they're a part of the game plan between Lucky and Delp so far.
They're trying to get them the ball, I think. They need to. They got to get it to their playmakers. Somebody's got to make a play. All right, Cashew. I think your mommy's back in here. Cashew's on the show with us. Can I see the keys?
Got to get
All
this game within 2 scores,
Y'all
I
be
think,
safe.
on this drive, one way or another. 7 would be great, but I think if you can get a field goal, kind of take that. Georgia might need a little bit of magic of their own, a defensive score, maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of return the favor there for the special teams blunder. But now, another point to look at here, Notre Dame's offense just went 3 and out, so they're leaving their defense out to dry. Long play, and he drops it. Wow. I cannot believe that Dylan Bell just dropped that
Come
ball.
on, man. Golly.
It wasn't a perfect throw, but
That's ridiculous. Well, Georgia loses this game. They certainly deserved it. Did it to themselves. 36 drops this season for Georgia.
Mm-mm-mm.
Wow. Wow, what a catch.
Follows it up with a nice one. Gunnar Stockton's playing great.
Dominic,
Man.
love it. Gunnar Stockton's throwing some good footballs tonight. All right, that's going to be a first down for Georgia. They needed that badly on third down and long there. It's going to be 1st and 10. Georgia winning the yardage battle, 191 to 137. Notre Dame is out rushing the Dogs 77 to 23, but it's the two turnovers that have really been key for Georgia, and obviously the long kickoff. First down, Gunner under center. Cash Jones in motion, handoff up the middle.
Oh, man, he had it to the left. If he could have jumped to the left, he had plenty of daylight. He'd still be running.
ETN does get some positive yardage, a couple yards.
Left side of the line got a really good push right there.
They've been inconsistent. I've seen them have some good plays today, and boy, I've seen them get beat. So, 2nd and 7 coming up. Going back to the shotgun here. Heavy on the right side. Oscar Delp in motion.
It brings
Snap.
6. Oh, and he gets it off. Great play there. That's exactly what you want to do right there. You had two blitzers coming off of that side, and he dumps it off to his check down. Really good play right there by Stockton, and good decision making.
Nate Frazier has got to hold on to the football. That was close to a fumble there.
Yeah.
He fumbled it around a bit in his arm. Gosh, that kid has got a huge high ceiling, but man, he's got to hold on to the football. 1st and 10 for the Dogs.
There you go.
Cash Jones with the catch.
Woo! That's what we needed. That's it.
Cash Jones.
Oh, cashy washy.
Let's go. It's about to be 20 to 10 after the extra point coming up. Just a little wheel route out of the backfield.
Nobody on him.
Nobody at all on him. Too many defenders coming after the quarterback. There are only 4, though, actually. Just a simple wheel route to Cash Jones. He's been good with the hands this year. He barely held on to it. 3 touchdowns in the last 4 games for Cash Jones.
He was in the tent earlier this game, too. Was a guy who went out in the SEC championship game.
They were just combing his mustache.
Yeah.
I had to make sure that thing was right.
Heck of an answer there.
Let's go. Sorry. I'm sorry if I'm yelling in Al's ear. These mics are new. We're figuring it out.
And first touchdown pass of this season for Gunnar Stockton.
Any questions?
How did you become capital and bank?
Finally a touchdown.
I've always been passionate about no fees or minimums on checking accounts.
How do I get your job?
Hard work, dedication.
The Capital One Bank stuff.
It's like
Oh, Vince Vegas. Gianni the Greek was the guy I was talking about that I was watching on YouTube earlier this year talking about Ohio State. He's been on Ohio State the whole time. You and me are watching the same people, Vince Vegas. And Vince, speaking of which, you obviously seem like a guy that bets. We've got a betting show that we do all year, and we're done with it for this year. I don't know if you tuned in at all. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But we have a betting show that we do every single week and keep track of all our bets for the year. I bet on over 120 college football games last year. So yeah, we love that stuff. And I see you say no, just found you. Well, hey, you found us, man. Cool. Hit that sub button. Come hang out with us. That's the second year in a row that we've done the betting show, and it's a lot of fun. We kind of got the idea from Cover 3 I'm sure some of y'all have listened to Cover 3 at some point, one of those CBS podcasts or whatever, and they do their locks of the week, and it's kind of our own version of that, and it was fun. I went 75 and 58 or something like that this year, and that's not including our money lines. We do obligatory money line picks every week, and all that good stuff. So it's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy it. I love betting on college football. It's the only sport I bet on. But it's the only one I know enough about, I guess, to be doing that. And baseball just seems like way too much work.
Oh yeah,
How the hell am I supposed to?
I don't even want to dabble into that.
Oh, betting on baseball seems like a suicide mission to me. I hear betting on basketball is pretty.
I can see that being pretty fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
because the teams are so small
yeah, you got 8 players per team to really pay attention
to
to.
really watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, back into it.
So now, I mean, you feel like Georgia's got some momentum. The defense just came off of a 3 and out. Offense had 2 pretty successful drives. I would say things kind of flopped a little bit on the drive before last, but it looked like they were able to get a push. What do we see from this defense? And also, I mean, if you're able to get another 3 and out right here, you're putting a lot more pressure on Notre Dame's defense, and obviously it's having an effect on them based off the last drive.
Sure does look like the energy has ticked up a bit for Georgia after they just got that monkey off their back and got the touchdown offensively. So let's see. Yep. The defense has played well today. Some short plays, some decent runs by Notre Dame, sure, but the defense is not to blame for all 20 of those points. That's for sure. I think they're going to be able to stand up right here. 1st and 10. Leonard back in the shotgun. Snap. He's looking downfield. He's scrambling to the left. It's going to take off. Gain of 1 or 2 there. Maybe an extra yard with the fumble. He kind of fumbled there at the end. Georgia defender kind of smacked it out of his arm.
He's lucky he didn't smack that inbounds.
Or it bounced off his leg and bounce inbounds or something silly. Stuff like that only happens to us. 2nd and 7. 9 minutes and 11 seconds left early in the second half. Snap.
Or
Fake handoff. It's going to be a short run for Riley Leonard. He'll get about 2. Looked like Georgia had him in the backfield, but, man, he's
slippery. He doesn't fall backwards very often.
No, he
He's
doesn't.
kind of a fall forward type of quarterback. Long guy.
So squirrely.
Yeah. He's one of those guys who's probably heavier than he looks.
Mm-hmm.
Seems pretty solid built.
I think pretty heavy on the lower half.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 5. In the shotgun. Georgia's got 3 linemen down on the line, showing a 4th coming now. 4 coming. Drop back, pass, first down to the tight end. Gain of about 8, 9, something like that. It's going to be a first down.
Saw somebody was asking if Evans would get to 19 yards. It looks like he's pretty close there. That's not his first catch. I think he would be over 19 with that.
Is that one of his props?
I'm thinking it's probably a prop bet, but somebody in the comment section was asking.
I think he's over because he
I
already
think he's
had
over, yeah. That
good
should
catch.
put him over. So hopefully you didn't bet the under on that.
Oh, no. Run around the edge.
There was a flag. Maybe it's a holding on the wide receiver there at the end of the run. I didn't see a face mask or targeting or anything like that.
They're not going to call holding on the offensive line, but they're going to call it downfield, apparently. Let's see what this call is first. Refs are talking it over. Holding on the offense. It's going to bring that play back.
This is tough on Great House because this ball is designed to hit up inside. Bryce bounces it all the way back to the outside. And is really, he has to hold the block forever, no pun intended. He's engaged with Janelle Aguero right there.
Just got his hands outside a little bit there. Jaden Greathouse did.
Still holding right there.
Still holding
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
That's pretty obvious.
All right. What's the holdup here? What are we doing?
The officials are trying to figure out where to mark it.
Officials don't know where to mark the ball.
Those are kind of the runs on the perimeter, though, that I want to see Notre Dame get to. I mean, they have so much speed.
Georgia's struggled to contain at times this year. It seems like they've done a good job there, and obviously a holding kept them from containing that one. It seems like they've held up pretty good in this game so far.
1st and 15 for the Irish. Out of the shotgun. Drop back, short pass to the running back.
Not going anywhere.
Gain of 2 or 3. A lot of short passing game. Baiting Georgia down to the line. Eventually, Notre Dame's going to try to do something over the top. I know they did on the one touchdown, but it was a short completion. You would think eventually Notre Dame is going to try to do something in the way of an explosive over the top here if they can keep Georgia creeping down towards the line. 2nd and 13, shotgun. Greathouse in motion.
Oh, my God.
Drop back. It was a sea of red coming at the quarterback.
Jalen Walker, once again.
And Leonard getting picked up off the ground again.
Look at Walker here, number 11. I mean, it just looked like he was not going to be stopped.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Really tough for a running back to have to pick up a blitz from that bad dude.
He can't go
Holy crap.
untouched through the first line. Like, you got to slow him down a little bit.
Yeah. You got to get a hand on him. 3rd and 13 here. It's 3rd and long. The snap. Slant pass to Faison.
Come on, C.J. Allen. That was a terrible angle. They get him down to a 4th and 1 situation at the 50. I mean, they're going to go for this, right?
I would, and they're going to run the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking here. Clock continues to tick. 6:06 left. Clock just stopped as there's an injured player on the field for Georgia.
Michael
Williams, number 13.
In their opening route of Clemson.
We'll take a timeout and figure out what's going on there. It looks
Seems
like
like
a cramp.
Yeah, it seems like a cramp. Maybe
Looks
a
like they
calf
were
cramp.
stretching it out.
But man, C.J. Allen missed a tackle right there that would have got them off the field. That was a huge play by Notre Dame to get those yards there. They get a first down right here. I mean, it's a pretty big deal. Georgia's kind of losing momentum right now.
That Rebel Dog. Georgia can still win this. Georgia can still win this. Is that how we say it here? Thanks for watching, Rebel Dog. I appreciate it. Chance for Prez. I might could get behind that. I need Riley to get 67 rushing yards, and I'm going to triple hit. Oh, hey. Good for you, dude.
My mantra is that every next level demands a different you, and Pretty Global is giving me an opportunity to.
That's how we say it in the South.
This is my comeback.
Well,
Georgia can still win this. And they can.
yeah.
Got to have a stop here, though. I mean, I don't think they can give up another touchdown and feel comfortable, you know?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, Georgia's got to get stops and score points. I mean, it's simple. And it's any points. So field goal, you got to get stops, and even if you kick a field goal or a couple of them, I mean, you got to take what you can get at this point. I don't think it's far enough out of the realm of possibility that Georgia's just going for it on 4th downs and things like that at this point. Still got to play field position some. About 6 minutes left in the third. We got a whole 4th quarter to go.
Whose mission is to help our heroes and their families when they return.
We talked about earlier, Georgia might need to get a turnover or something. It's going to be really tough to get a turnover against this offense. I mean, they don't take a whole lot of risks.
And they don't have to, you
Yeah.
know, right now. That's what they're telling their guys is don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
You know, and right here, I mean, this is a huge play. If Georgia gets a stop here, man, they get that momentum right back.
Going for it on 4th down here, 4th and 1. Notre Dame 76% for the year. That's incredible. It's going to be a quarterback run here, guys. Yep. Empty backfield.
And they got him. Yeah, that's short.
It's going to be short, guys. Notre Dame did not get it. Not going to get it. They're going to...
Yeah, that was a really interesting spot there. I saw Leonard was starting to extend. Did he get... He wasn't that far out, though. It's not where the ball ended up, because somebody kicked the ball or something.
Oh, he's down right there.
You can't see that. Oh, my gosh. I think he's got it.
It appears as though the ball's touching that yellow line, but
I think that was a very favorable spot for Notre Dame. Nope. He's short.
It's Georgia ball.
Wow.
Woo!
Huge. That was huge.
Big stop on 4th and short. Wow, that's impressive. It is very hard to stop this Notre Dame offense on a situation like that. Very rarely do you see Riley Leonard not able to pick up a couple yards on a QB sneak or draw.
It was a really good push by Georgia up front. I mean, I don't know who it was in the middle. I think it was
78.
Walker again, but
Well,
somebody timed it just right on the
okay.
rush.
I saw Stackhouse pop through there pretty quick.
He's the one who got the hit, but somebody just to the left of him, I believe, got a really good time there. Kind of blew things up.
Georgia takes over right about midfield here, about 49 on their own 49-yard line.
It's interesting. They've got Monroe Freeling back at the left tackle position, but kept Ernest Green at the right tackle spot, which makes me think that little bit of a nagging injury for Xavier Trush, or what seems like a nagging injury this game, kind of had him hobbled there for a minute, maybe kept him out on this drive.
Yep. We'll keep an eye on that. Maybe he's getting taped up or something. Gain of 1 by ETN. Not much doing there in the run game. 2nd and 9. Right at midfield. Just over midfield. Snap. Pressure coming. Stockton up the middle. Lowers his shoulder. Takes a hit. It's going to take it down to about the 42-yard line of Notre Dame. It's going to be 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. This is the 3rd down scenario Georgia's got to be in today.
Yeah.
If they're going to, you really want to convert on 1st and 2nd down as much as you can, but 2 of 8 so far today. Let's see what they can do here.
About 2.5 yards to go. What do they do here?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe quarterback run here.
It's RPO, but
Cash Jones, huh? I hate that play call.
yeah.
But Georgia doesn't have a ton of options at the running back position right now.
I think they're going to try to hard count here. Still plenty of time in this game. Georgia's not that aggressive on offense. It already came back to bite them going into halftime. I don't think that they actually go for this here. I think that they're trying to hard count.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to try to get them all sides here.
And they got him. Oh, no.
Georgia, I think, was actually trying to run a play there, Mason.
Wow. It looked like the right defensive end was in the neutral zone. Had Georgia's left guard not been offsides, I think that they had him at the end here on this side of your screen.
That's tough. Georgia really was running the play there.
Yep.
Now it's going to be a punt, 4th and 7. Third penalty for Georgia today. Fairchild's visibly pissed on the sideline. All right, Drew Miller. Georgia's going to try to flip the field here, see if they can do it.
Golly.
Another false start.
Come on, y'all. Help your punter out.
Jet Kaiser seemed to start across the line, and that drew the response from Chris Cole.
That's going to be a delay of game on defense, actually. So that's going to get those yards back. Let's see if Georgia goes for it here on 4th down.
So they get it right back. This is a huge momentum.
The crowd is going crazy.
This will be a huge momentum swing if Georgia can convert right here.
Georgia needs this first down very badly. Down 20-10, 3 minutes, 32 seconds left in the third. Play clock at 20. Georgia's still huddled up. Ball on the 42-yard line. Crowd is into it. Gunner in the shotgun, running back to the left. Dominic Lovett in motion to the right.
I got to go to Etienne, right?
They got him bunched up on the right side. Pressure. Gunner gets rid of it. Incomplete. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
It's huge play there for Notre Dame to answer the 4th down stop that Georgia just had. I mean, they got the momentum right back.
Notre Dame brought pressure here, and it worked. Is that Kaiser coming down there? That's not Kaiser. Dylan Bell did actually catch that one somehow, they said, but it didn't matter. It was still 2 yards short. All right, it's going to be first down, Notre Dame. Right about where they left off with it, right? They lost about 10 yards from their last drive where they lost it on 4th down. Let's see what happens here. Ball on the 42 still of Notre Dame. QB run to the right. Cutting it up. Gain of about 5. Riley Leonard kind of grimacing. Is that? That's Jeremiah Love down on the ground. He's on his hands and knees now, rolling over to his back.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
That doesn't look very good.
You hate to see that.
See what happened here. Oh, he got caught in the pile. Had some big boys land on him.
I mean, I don't know what that was.
Right knee he reached for. Inside of his right knee.
I think maybe hyperextended it over his lineman.
Sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri. And he is a beast. Visibly limping. Looks like he'll probably head over to the tent. Get a shot of some feel good maybe, huh?
Yeah. Didn't look too terrible. He's able to walk off at least.
All right, it's going to be second down. About 4 yards to go. Out of the shotgun again. Running back to the right.
I don't know.
Leonard's going to keep it and run it. Slide. He's going to get just enough for the first down where that slide started.
I mean, nobody was on him. I don't understand.
Looked like there was a hold.
You rush 4. Nobody spots the quarterback. You just can't do that with Leonard back there.
Yeah.
I feel like that was kind of like a bust or something.
Clock's ticking. 2:10 left here in the third. Georgia down by 10. Notre Dame just over midfield.
I don't think they're going to run a play.
2-minute timeout. Oh wait, that's not. In the
Oh yeah, we're in the
third.
fourth. Yeah.
Price gets the edge.
About 9 yards.
8 or 9 yard gain there. They're going to mark it down at about an 8-yard gain for Price. Seeing a little success off the edge now. Yeah, Chaz Champ was collapsing down very hard there. Chaz. Greg McElroy says they need to take a shot. Let's see what they do. They're going to run it. Price running tough. Gain of 6 or 7. Slapping defenders as he runs.
Especially after you got a 4th and 1 just a moment ago, and Price, one of the best backs in the country, the best back in the country in yards after contact per carry, showing a little bit of a stiff arm there.
Ooh, he almost fumbled that too.
That Rebel Dog, no one should beat Georgia on the line with proper coaching. Georgia's bigger, stronger, right? They are certainly bigger. I've seen
Georgia's not bringing a lot of pressure. Well, they showed 3 and brought 5. Guess wrong on the whole.
good tackle by Malachi. Had to really wrestle for it there. He's unstuck his elbow out there. Wanted to get a little bigger and run into somebody real quick. Good tackle by Stark. 2nd down after a 6-yard gain. 14 seconds left on the game clock in the third. Looks like Notre Dame is going to be content to let the clock run out more than likely here. Might see if Georgia jumps offside one good time. 1-0. Fourth quarter, guys. Notre Dame up 20-10.
The winner goes on to the college football playoff semifinal. Cass Jones got him back into the game within 10 after Harrison's kickoff return. Celebration on the sideline.
All right.
It's butthole puckered time, y'all.
Fourth quarter, baby. All right, let's see what happens.
Be right back.
All right. Fourth quarter, that's right, 00.
Fansville playoff UAE special.
Careful with that, young man.
I see you, 00. Two more rushing yards. I'm rooting for you, Chance for Prez. That's awesome. Somebody needs to make some money off of them jokers out there. Vince Vegas says fire Georgia OC. That'll never happen. Fun fact, Georgia's offensive coordinator's dad, George Bobo, has been Gunnar Stockton's quarterback coach since he was 6 years old, his personal quarterback coach. The ARC offensive coordinator is so damn intertwined into just the whole Georgia atmosphere. It's really unbelievable. And he's not going anywhere. I mean, Georgia scored over 30 points in 10 of their 13 games this year. I mean, it's not going to, offensive coordinator's not going to get fired when you do that, more than likely. And honestly, anything that happens today is pretty much just, I don't think anybody really gets held too crazy, accountable for it because, I mean, with what Georgia's gone through with the quarterback position and getting somebody to start for the first time in a playoff game, I don't think there's any bad blood towards anybody, in this situation offensively. The offensive line is what's really hurt Georgia today. And should the offensive line coach be moved on from? That's a different discussion. I'm not a huge
I mean,
proponent of Georgia's offensive line coach right this minute. But that's not just about today.
yeah, the Georgia offensive line coach has struggled to recruit even, which
That's my beef.
that's never been an issue for Georgia on the offensive line under Kirby Smart.
Well, Georgia's had a long line under Kirby of really good line coaches. Sam Pittman, Matt Luke. And I see Matt Luke has come out of his hiatus that he was in for a while, and he's coaching the offensive line at Clemson, and I really wish Georgia could go snag him up.
Yeah.
But, you know, don't always get what you want. Drop back to pass for Leonard. He's going deep. Not anywhere even remotely close to the wide receiver.
I'd love to see him continue to pass it towards Malachi Starks because,
Yeah.
I mean, if that ball was a little bit more catchable, he might have made a play on that. We've seen him go full extension on a couple of
Yes, we have.
interceptions. He's certainly capable.
Quite the athlete. He's got some serious ball skills for a defender. 3rd and 4. It's not going to get it done. It's going to be 4th and 2. Let's see what Notre Dame does here. I don't think they'll go for it, but
He's going to go for it. I mean, just a moment ago, he went for it from about 4.
he's saying go. Looks like it's going to be 4. Oh, and they're saying 4th and 1. It's not 4th and 1.
No, it seemed like a true 4th and 2 there.
Regardless, it's 4th and short here. Notre Dame's going for it.
Yeah, I guess a field goal doesn't do you much good.
Yeah. They're going to roll Leonard out.
Oh, my God.
Dumps it off to Faison
There's
for
a
a short
flag.
little gain. There is a flag on the play. Wonder if there was a lineman downfield.
I think it was maybe a hold.
Hold.
Seemed like it was in the back of the in the offensive backfield.
Line judge Keith Garmon through the flag.
Calling an illegal shift on Faison, saying he never got set before the play there. So that one's going to come back. Let's see if that changes the decision here for Notre Dame. You would think it would. Yep, the flag was out nice and early before the play even developed. They're going to try to kick a field goal here. This is what, 47-yarder.
He's been pretty clean all day today.
He's made a 44 and a 48. Let's see what he's got here from the left hash.
Georgia's just playing conservative on these special teams. They're not even trying to block.
He made
He
it.
made it.
Just inside.
I mean, they are really just saying we're not going to get caught with our pants down on a fake kick. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Georgia's been really good at blocking kicks under Kirby.
Gosh. All right. 23-10, Notre Dame. The hole gets a little deeper.
I mean, now you pretty much have to go for 7.
Yeah, you got to score
for
touchdowns.
Georgia. Yeah.
13:47 left in the quarter.
I mean, you could still get a touchdown and 2 field goals, but a lot would have to go your way. And with the way that they were just driving on offense, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you might get a little bit more aggressive here. So far, I haven't seen the adjustments for Georgia come through. I mean, it really hasn't shown so far this game. I mean, you're probably singing a different tune if they convert the 4th and 2, but just hasn't worked out for Georgia yet.
Georgia needs a touchdown here, certainly. Notre Dame lined up to kick it off, kicks off. through the back of the end zone.
Etienne just 38 yards on the ground.
He's controlling the backfield. He just goes in motion. He doesn't have to stop. I don't understand the illegal call there at all. I think part of the problem, Matt, is that the tight end number 88 was picking up and getting all the line of scrimmage, wasn't set for a second before he dropped the motion. So therefore, both motions were simultaneous, which led to the penalty. And that, I think, is a big mistake, and these mistakes correct.
Okay, Greg McElroy. I don't think we need Matt Austin.
Yeah, I know. He just corrected him.
1st and 10. Gunner pulls the ball.
Ooh, Dylan Bell caught it. That's a first down.
Wow. 1st down, Dylan Bell. Strong hands to climb the ladder and bring that one down.
Way to hold on to
Gunner
it.
Stockton threw it 1,000,000 miles an hour. Good start for the drive for Georgia.
Howard Cross looks banged up. And he's got ants in his pants.
Georgia gets on the line quick. Stockton under center. Snap, toss to the left side. Nate Frazier.
Go,
Hold
buddy.
the football. Hold the ball. Big run for Nate Frazier.
Down to the 36.
Big run for Nate. 28-yard run there. Really weird play for Georgia there. Frazier again caught it out of the backfield, lowers his shoulder, gain of 7 or 8. Nate's playing some inspired football right this second. He's fired up.
Feed that man.
Shotgun snap. Hand off to Frazier again.
He fell forward. Got the first down.
1st down. Bulldogs. All right. Georgia quickly moving down the field here. Very quickly into field goal range. Got to get a touchdown, though.
They're set up really well for play action right here. And they bring in Etienne, which makes me think he may be in a pass protection situation here.
Snap, drop back, slant.
Good D.
Good defense there. Dylan Bell saying he wants the ball on the inside. It ball was a little bit behind where the defender could get to it. Second, third time we've seen that from Stockton today. Just a hair behind. Players are in and out of the injury tent today. Very physical game. 2nd 10. Lovett in motion to the right. Snap. Gonna dump it off to Delt.
Get
gonna give.
upfield.
He gave up 3 or 4 to try to get a couple more, and it ended up costing him. Now it's going to be 3rd and extra long. Not a good spot for Georgia right here, Mason. I think you got to. I don't know what you do here because you can't take a sack. That's for sure. You got to get something here. I think you got down here quick enough where you kick a field goal. There's still 11 minutes left on the clock. See if they can get a first down somehow.
And he drops it again. My gosh, dude.
Dylan Bell dropped the ball again. At some point, we just got to tell ourselves that Dylan Bell might not be a receiver.
I know it. He didn't have this problem last year, though.
Yeah.
You're still down by 2 scores, but this will be a hard 4th and 13.
Stockton absolutely drilled on that play.
Golly.
Georgia's going to go for it on 4th and 13 here.
Wow.
I disagree with this. I think you kick a field goal.
I do too.
I don't know what we're doing here.
There's the flag. Okay. Well, it worked out.
Georgia gambled and won. Still makes me feel pretty sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Georgia got lucky there. Marcus Freeman's sick. It's going to be first down, Georgia. Knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Well, really good on Gunnar Stockton to get the ball out to Delp, who's being covered by a
Lucky,
linebacker.
but yeah,
Or excuse me, Lucky.
I mean, if that ball's in the end zone, it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Very
But
much underthrown.
the mismatch was there. I'm
Yeah.
glad he's seeing that. As the games went on, Stockton has gotten less accurate.
Mhm.
Let's see if he can get it straightened out here. We're going to need it. First and 10, shotgun. This one's going to stop. I think it might be a timeout. Notre Dame.
Explanation from the officials. What this is about, they're still talking about it.
What happened?
They'll sort it out for you when we come back. This is the All-State Sugar Bowl.
That was weird.
Okay. There's been 2 or 3 stops like that today that I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Can we, I don't know if they're trying to figure out where the ball's supposed to go or what's going on.
Well, they took a shot and it paid off. Let's see if it fully pays off and they get 7 out of this because, I mean, you can't kick a field goal now. You already said you got to go for it. So, Georgia's not kicking. But that also tells you on the 15-yard line, you got 4 plays to get a first down.
Yeah.
So for the offensive coordinator, I mean, you got to feel like you can. The whole playbook is open pretty much.
At JP Morgan Chase, the investments we made for the businesses happen.
All right, guys. It's getting down to crunch time here. Wow. Been a struggle today, man. This Georgia offense has been a struggle. Holy cow. Not from lack of opportunities. I mean, there's been opportunities. There's been drives. I mean, honestly, I'm not upset with what I've seen for the most part other than the offensive line on the edges, man. That's been super shaky today.
Yeah.
Super shaky today.
It's been an issue. I
Special
mean,
teams obviously not been good.
no, I mean, you had the one error. Punts haven't been great for Georgia. And, I mean, I don't – as much as I obviously we're Georgia fans, I don't want to just sit here and talk about how bad Georgia played. Kind of want to give Notre Dame their flowers too, but I really haven't seen them other than the special teams play. And the pass rush at the end of the half there.
Yeah.
I don't feel any better about Notre Dame after what I've seen so far.
No, a lot. What I thought, yeah. I'm as of right now, I'm thinking the same thoughts I did about Notre Dame before the game started. I mean, I don't think they've pretty much done what they've done all year. So, see if Georgia can continue to make progress.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Is that the new? Never mind. I won't go there. That was the new Rudy. Rudy. All right. Georgia's knocking on the door. Got to score a touchdown. Probably got to do it pretty quick, too. They moved the ball 2 yards closer, so the ball is now on the 14-yard line. They're going to throw it to the corner. Who is that?
Nitro Tuggle.
Nitro Tuggle. In the corner of the end zone. Check magically ended up in his mailbox.
Yeah.
Gunner's going to try to run it.
Get upfield, buddy.
He gained something.
Gained more yards running side to side in the backfield than he did running forward. And Howard Cross is down. It looks like he's down. Gunner said, "Yeah, I did that." Did you see Gunner point? He said, "Yes, sir." When he saw Gunner or Howard cross down, I don't know what happened there.
Howard Cross is clearly very frustrated.
He's been hobbled. I mean, since he came back from injury.
It's not good. That doesn't look good at all for him. I hate that for him.
So that's
I do. But I'm
that's both starters on the interior of the defensive line for Notre Dame out. They've got some talent behind them, but man, they're late in this game. You're getting into the talent behind Cross and Mills have been playing in this game already. So who's the talent behind them? Because this is where you want those fresh legs to come in.
yeah.
I think they've probably not really been pressured too much this drive, but if Georgia gets a stop coming up, if they can score a touchdown here, they still need a touchdown. But if they can get a stop and then put the defense right back out on the field, this defense for Notre Dame looks a little bit gassed. Maybe they can get a push.
Double O'Neill says, I can hear the SEC is overrated from the haters already. I told him, I said, I hear that every day.
Yeah, no doubt.
That ain't never going to change, brother.
I mean, I don't know how they're rated. That's what I don't understand. How is the SEC rated? Because as a fan of an SEC program, I don't call myself an SEC fan necessarily, but as a fan of an SEC program, I think that the average SEC team is better than the average team of any other conference, but I don't necessarily think that, the middle of the pack SEC team can beat any team from any other conference, any given week. I don't. How do we know what that is? I think some people have an impression that's just not realistic.
I saw somebody commenting on somebody's live stream of the Oregon-Ohio State game. They're like, I guess the Big Ten ain't too bad after all. They're both in the Big Ten.
Right.
It's like, so wait, what do you mean? Was the Big Ten really bad or were they really good?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah. And
You're
Uncle Lou had a pretty good time with that one.
Oh, I bet.
He made quick work of that one. Yeah, I mean, I don't really get into all that. SEC brings in the best players in the country on average, better than any other conference in the country. The Big Ten's close second, and there's talent that goes to the Big 12, ACC, Mountain West. I mean, I don't know. It's such a broad argument.
Here.
3rd and 7 for the Dogs in the red zone here.
On the 11-yard line. I mean, they could take a shot at the end zone, but got Cash Jones in the backfield. They did change up the formation for the offense with the injury timeout.
Stockton rolls out, makes a move. He's going to run it. He only gets a couple. It's going to be 4th and 5. Shit.
He's not used to managing the line of scrimmage. When Carson Bennett in every possible situation.
Georgia's hell-bent on not kicking a field goal here. They're going for it again. Who do you even go to right here? I mean,
Lucky.
That's a... Okay.
Why did he just sit down like that, though? It's like he was just trying to get the pass interference and not actually going for the football.
Well, that'll probably be it for Georgia in this one. You should. I still don't understand why you don't kick a field goal. I really don't.
The throw is too high. I feel like it should be lower and towards the pylon more. It's just inexperience right there. I mean, I think he makes that throw differently. Next time he gets the opportunity to do it, watches the film and all.
Yeah.
You hate that because he was kind of open there. I mean, with a good ball, I think it's a touchdown.
All right, it's going to be up to the Georgia defense to get something done pretty quick here. 9:25 left in the game. Looking pretty grim for the Dogs.
I mean, you need a little bit of magic here.
Yeah.
You could certainly come back, 9 minutes left in the game, but they've been driving on the ground pretty good.
We'll see if Notre Dame is conservative here or what they do. They run it up the middle of the first play, gain of a few.
Favoring his right knee. He tried cutting side to side, was in visible discomfort. So they put a hard brace on that right knee. You can tell he's still bothered by the injury, but he's doing everything he can to return. I'm told he will try to go, and he told us he does not need to be 100% to be effective.
All right, 2nd and 5.
I haven't had a stop for a loss here in a while. Another 2-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 3.
3rd and manageable for the Irish. Clock's ticking. Irish are not going to get on the ball very quick, I wouldn't think. Big 3rd down for the Dogs. Leonard in the shotgun. He takes a couple steps back.
Oh, gosh. He's got it.
Looks like Notre Dame got the 1st down there after Georgia misses a tackle.
Golly, Dan Jackson. He's out right there.
Yeah, that's not a good spot.
Doesn't look like it. Here we go. Right there, he's out. Ball's short.
Ball's just short. I mean, it's going to be 4th and
he's
inches
out.
here.
He's out a yard short, really. Look at he's been out for a minute at that point. Yeah, I think this is going to be. I think he's going to be short of the line to gain here. But then you got 4th and half a yard. Surely Notre Dame wouldn't go for it, right? I mean, Georgia gets a stop right here. It could cost them the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think they will.
You think they'll go for it?
Yeah, I think they'll just probably get it. I mean, it got to be inches, right?
I think it'd be about half a yard based on what I've seen. If not a full, I really think it should be a full yard. I think it'll end up being spotted a half yard short. Yeah, they gave him an extra half yard, but let's see what he wants to do here.
Onyx Oba, thanks for watching, man. I appreciate you coming and joining us. He says, as someone who's watched NCAA football since the 80s, maybe since 2008-ish, before that, not so much. I don't know what you mean, but I probably caught you in mid-conversation there. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Big 4th and 1 here. Looks like Notre Dame is going to punt it, which is the smart decision. Not the aggressive decision, but definitely the smart one. And here goes Notre Dame swapping out the offense and the defense, going to make Georgia waste the timeout here. But ref's going to hold the ball for Georgia, allow them to substitute. Ref's still holding the ball. Get ready, Georgia. Georgia.
Oh, he's offsides. Golly.
Georgia jumped
Jalen
offside.
Walker. My gosh, dude. You knew they were going to do that.
was a special teams operation. May have
Kirby's saying you can't do something.
in a first down again.
Refs are discussing something here.
Right there is all head coaching. And it's all on Marcus Freeman being creative. They get all the defenders on there.
Well,
In such chaos, trying to
mental error there for Georgia.
that the snap count could be a half-second delay, which allows Jalen Walker to lean over into the neutral zone, resulting in a free play.
Big play there. Going to end up costing the Dogs, unfortunately. 7 minutes left in this one.
Starting to give Georgia credit. They responded as they should. The offense came out with another name. Kirby and his staff knew they had time to get the defense up. They did. They were set and ready to go, and then they flinched. That's just, great coaches do this, whether it's a surprise onside kick or a fake punt, or you steal a possession. Right now, you have a new lease on life because you, as a head
Clock's ticking. 6:52 left. Time's running out for the Dogs.
Oh, that was a good play by Marcus Freeman.
Yep.
They went to a strange formation with the field goal unit on the field and forced Indiana to use a timeout. Zadarian Price,
Another stop by Georgia. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
one of the first things he said, he admired how creative they are in special team, the way they block kicks. And Marcus Freeman and it's also Marty Bianchi. Of course, in that instance, they ran the offense back up. Do you think they would have snapped the ball if Leonard wasn't aware that Georgia jumped across and probably got a free flow? No, I don't think they would have snapped the ball. I think they would have all time out. But because Jalen Walker gets into the neutral zone, the center, Pat Coogan, immediately knew to snap the ball. Resulted in the conversion. Leonard on third down and
Get there, man. What are these angles?
Georgia's having a hard time tackling people today. Bad angles. Good play. Georgia continues to crash down on the edges. I don't understand. I mean, just over and over.
goes up and over and converts an incredible third down from the AT&T connection.
I mean, at what point does Georgia try to strip the ball out? Because I haven't seen it happen once.
No.
Like, at this point, I'd be going for that over a tackle.
All righty, guys. Well,
Competitor, Robbie Leonard is talking to his teammates and coaches. That's the first word they use. Mentioned he wasn't highly recruited as a quarterback. He was a basketball prospect. He had many Division I scholarship offers in hoop before he got his first.
4 minutes, 55 seconds left. 2nd down. Georgia's in a bad spot.
Yep, not looking good for the Dogs.
Looks like it's about time to stick a fork in them, but we'll wait it out here.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With InsureX, earn unlimited double money for everything you buy. Enter everyday purchases into extraordinary trips and get access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
The SEC is now 16 strong. It's a whole new ballgame. We're bringing more to every top and stop. More walking, more winning, more putting horns up, and lowering the bill. It's the SEC. And now, more than ever, it just means more.
Hey, it's your dry skin. Help me stay hydrated and healthy looking all day with CeraVe facial moisturizing lotions.
This is a classic got up too fast and tying your shoes back injury. Not to be confused with you threw your back up sneezing back injury. Lucky for you, an Amazon One medical device.
Well, I mean,
And if it comes
assuming Georgia loses this game, which
Amazon pharmacy will
you're
deliver
extremely surprised if they don't.
Right.
I still think this was a pretty successful year for Georgia, considering where they were at, halfway through the season.
Absolutely.
After the Ole Miss loss, you're looking at, Georgia may not even make the playoffs. Alabama loses later in the year, and Georgia sneaks their way into the SEC championship game. Of course, wins that. I still think it was a pretty sound coaching job by Kirby Smart, who didn't have the dudes. He doesn't have the horses this year.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Things didn't work out offensively the way a lot of Georgia fans thought it would this year. And it was really kind of a comedy of errors before the season even began. All the wide receivers figuring out ways to get themselves off the team, through disciplinary stuff, all kinds of different things. Getting arrested and things like that. So it's been underwhelming in some areas, and then I think it is a good coaching job by Kirby in some other areas. So winning the SEC was definitely something fun for this year.
for the semifinal to take on Penn State. Jaden Thomas, the wide receiver, took the handoff. He's about a half yard short of the first down with a 7-yard pickup.
We'll be half yard short of another first down here. Clock continues to run. This game's over.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 1 here for the Irish.
Kirby Smart, right? I mean, this quarterback is dynamic with all his hands, just converting the third down a moment ago. Here might get rock. I'm not sure you can justify giving it to anyone other than Baker for 13. He's been the man. About a must-stop situation. They have just one timeout left, Georgia. Riley Leonard.
We have first down for the Irish. Well, congratulations to Notre Dame. This is the biggest win since what, 91? I would say. It's got to be.
Yeah.
So big win here.
Well, since 2012.
What did they win?
Oh, never mind. That was before the playoff era.
They're kind of hard to talk about. They don't have a conference championship or a conference that they're in, so no conference championships. But I don't think they've won a post New Year's Day bowl game since the 90s.
Well, outside of the Indiana game, but
right outside the Indiana game. Yeah. Right, this playoff. Really good year for Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and really came down to the special teams play. I firmly believe that Georgia plays this game a lot more conservative, takes field goals, and not going forward on 4th down. And right now you're looking at a 16 to maybe 16 ball game. It could be tied realistically, had the play calling been different. So it's shoulda, coulda, woulda. You tip your cap to the other team. This was a very evenly matched game, I think, by both teams. It could have gone either way, and Vegas told us that this line flip-flop back and forth all week long, and I don't necessarily think Georgia played bad, even though they only have 10 points to show for it. I don't think the young quarterback played terrible.
Just turnovers just killed them. Those fumbles just killed you.
Yeah.
The special teams play and the fumbles. Those are huge plays.
Yeah, 2 of them. One when you're about to score would have been at least 3 points. Another one that turns into would have been 3 points as well. So that was a 10-point swing. There's 13 points on fumbles there.
Another first down for Notre Dame. Georgia has no more timeouts. There is a flag down.
They might get an illegal formation. It didn't look like they had scrimmage.
Well, we can never live stream a Georgia game again, Mark. It's cursed.
Two things on the football field. two-handed.
Can't happen again.
Having played in the college level, and that time I knew that tight end wasn't up on the line of scrimmage. So good call and a big mistake there. Very unusual for the action said earlier.
10 penalties today for the Irish. 2nd 13, 3:12 left. Georgia needing a miracle.
Williams now on 2nd and 14. Now Starks nothing down. After Warren Brinson could not. Well, the clock will run under 3 minutes to go. Here by Leonard. No chance. He's got this ball. More than 1 second remaining on the play clock. Football has been a tremendous 6.5-minute drive. With almost all over the Georgia Bulldogs. So don't give them getting a couple 3 seconds. Heather watching.
Clock's ticking. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 3rd and 11. Leonard's just going to run it. Gain of 2 or 3.
Take it to the 2-minute stoppage.
Georgia should have acted like someone was hurt right there.
Right.
You got to know 2-minute stoppage will give Notre Dame plenty of time to make sure that Marcus Freeman's special teams crew is prepared for a all-out block scenario because they're going to be coming after it here on the other side. He's starting to smile. You know, there's still work to do, but he can feel it. It's a well-coached team.
Marcus Freeman has had a very emotional day on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Dancing.
Well, it's setting up for Penn State and Notre Dame. So,
Yep.
what's your early thought on that game? And I'm not asking you to even make a lean at this point, but what are your thoughts?
Before taking off your shirts.
I think Penn State probably wins that one if they're healthy. I don't know. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a one-possession ball game. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think the spread is probably Notre Dame. What do you think? Notre Dame favored by 1 or 2? I mean, that game might end up being a pick 'em.
I think Penn State.
You think so?
I think they would be favored by the way that they've been playing.
Yeah.
Like their offense going up against the defense, and I don't know what Penn State's defense looks like, so that's a big question. I think as the injury reports come in, this line will change a little bit, knowing what Abdul Carter and what Dennis Sutton are looking like on the edges. They are a difference on defense, so
no doubt about it.
We'll see, but I guess really I would base my pick on the health status of those two.
Yeah, and then you got, it looks like Howard Cross and big number 99 are we know 99 for Notre Dame's gone for the season, but didn't look good for Howard Cross either, so I have to kind of, I guess, keep an eye on that as well.
Yeah.
It didn't look minor to me, but we'll just have to see. You never know with these things. If he does play, I don't think he'll be fully healthy. It's going to be a running football game, though. I know that. Some really good running backs there for Penn State. Going to match up with a really good run attack here for Notre Dame as well.
Yep.
I guess we'll have to kind of check on the status of Price, too.
Yep.
Or excuse me, Love.
No, it was Love. Yeah, Price is still in. I mean, you need a punt return for a touchdown right here. It's about the only thing could get you back in this one, but definitely seems like it'll be Notre Dame with the win here.
Semifinal. They're going to punt. They're in 9 plays after Georgia jumped off. They took 5:17 off the clock. 4th and 8, James Rendell.
He's just trying to get it out of bounds.
Georgia bounced back toward the 20-yard line.
All right. Georgia's ball, 20-yard line.
The beginning of the second quarter. About a minute into the second quarter, a scoreless game. You see the official, the side judge, Jamie Garza, collide with someone on the Georgia sideline. The play went to the 11-yard line, 67 yards with a 15-yard penalty brought back to the 25. It's perfect.
A lot of mental errors here for Georgia today. Not a particularly focused. Is that the dumbass that got in the way?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He just took him down by the helmet. A little insult to injury there. Georgia with the false start.
Smith trying to get a jump on a go route.
In his first college start. He's got 18 for 29 for 225 and a touchdown. No interception. He's been sacked 3 times. The protection's the problem right now. I mean, the left side of the offensive line is really strong. Full lineup and electric pass rusher and Steve in the end. Playing without Xavier Truss for a lot of this football game.
A little completion there to the running back. That's not going to do anything for us. Oscar Delp completely misses his block. And now it's 3rd and 6.
Bill did a good job to keep that from being intercepted.
Yeah. All righty. Last play for Georgia here. Again, congratulations to Notre Dame. We're going to sign off here in just a minute. I appreciate all you guys that have tuned in. We're obviously going to have plenty of content coming up for the semifinals here on the First and Long College Football Show. We hope that you guys will tune in and come and hang out with us for that. We're going to be talking Notre Dame, Penn State, Ohio State, and Texas. So we've got some exciting matchups to talk about coming up here on the 9th and 10th of the month as Georgia is sacked on 4th down to end this one. Notre Dame is going to end up winning it 23-10. Congratulations, Notre Dame fans. You deserve it. It's been a good year. 1 blemish on the record. Took care of business today against a Georgia team that, you know, they've had their issues, and Notre Dame took advantage of some of those today. And the team that deserved to win this game won this game.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Congratulations to the Fighting Irish as they move on. Shane Gillis's team stays alive.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, it's you know, I don't think. I think Notre Dame's gonna have to play a lot better if they want to win a national championship. And I would have said the same thing about Georgia. Obviously, they just got their butts whooped by Notre Dame. But you know, going up next week against Penn State, it's going to be a really good game. It's going to be really similar to this game. I think that the game will play out in a very similar fashion. We'll see who's on the right side of that, but we'll have previews coming out here soon. Just stay tuned to the channel.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate it, guys. Congratulations to the Irish.
Later, y'all.